What is up, everybody? Sorry, we're cackling because we were talking about our favorite Jokers and maybe not so favorite Jokers backstage. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back once again to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 86. 86, guys. I hope you guys like the new thumbnail. I switched it up a little bit. I was like, I want to try something new, you know? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it. Hopefully it's dragging you guys in as you guys are coming in tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. We got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of Batman, which, you know, you guys know my favorite superhero is Batman. Chris over here, he's probably a little upset we got to talk about Batman so much because, you know.
You're Batman, I'm Batman, he's Batman, we're all Batman. Batman, Batman, Batman.
And he did, you know, I just got to always remind Chris while we're live that he did beat Superman's ass in BVS. So I always have to remind him.
He let it happen.
Yeah. It's like the people that say that Palpatine let Mace Windu win. He's in that group.
He did.
See, exactly. I told you. He's right there with him.
He did let him win. What are you talking about?
That wasn't confirmed, dude. That was not confirmed. That was left for interpretation. That's what was said. So neither one of you are correct, and neither am I. But that's my thought.
Yoda would disagree.
All right, we got Chris saying what's up to everybody. First one in the chat. How you guys gonna let Chris beat you? You know, we always chat last, guys, because we're on the panel. You let Chris beat you, but Chris is saying what's up to everybody. I just talked to Ty the other day. Ty's like, I've been busy, man. I'm so sorry I haven't been in the live chat. I'm like, Ty, you do enough for me, my friend. But Ty, it's great to see you here on the live. One of our great moderators here and a great friend. Ty says, greetings, Earthlings. What a fantastic set of characters on the thumbnail tonight. Absolutely. Especially that Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Excited to be here with everyone. We're excited to have you here, guys. Especially Ty. It's great to see you, like I said. I just thought that was so kind and sweet of you to reach out to me because you definitely didn't need to. You owe me no explanation. But thank you so much for being here, my friend. Always great to have you here. We got Thick Bantha Boy in the chat saying, all praise Howie. Yeah, at this point, I feel like Howie's getting a lot of praise, right? King Howie is dropping the heat, man. Guys, before I continue any further, though, we're having so much fun backstage. I'm forgetting to introduce the panel. I want to start off with our special guest of the night. I had Flavio here cackling backstage because he was having me do the terrible Joker impression from Suicide Squad. You know, our favorite Joker, right? No. But Flavio, thank you so much for being here, bro. I'm glad that I was finally able to get you on because I know you've had a lot of busy stuff going on behind the scenes, but congratulations to you. You're a married man now, dude. How does it feel?
Yeah, man. Not too different, you know.
Just any other day.
Wife, yeah, me and my wife have been together for a long time, but yeah, it was fun to actually, you know, solidify it, you know what I mean, and make it official. It was a great time and a good night to remember for sure. But thank you for having me, for sure.
Of course, man. It's great to have you here. And guys, as you're coming in, say what's up. Say congratulations to Flavio because you know we love doing that. Lane and Chris are also here tonight. We got Chris the Collecting Madness and Lane, who is no longer the Midnight Collector, but some people still remember him as the Midnight Collector in the chat. I saw that last stream. So, Lane, I think that might stick, man. You might have to go back to the Midnight Collector one day.
I probably will eventually. I just because the name was so long, it would sometimes where you would stick me, it would cover my face and stuff. And who wants to hide?
Oh, so there's a reason for it. Yeah.
Who wants to hide?
Gotta see the face. Yeah, we gotta see the face. So.
But apparently I was the dust up collector kind of this past week. And
yeah, poor Lane. My people weren't too kind to him on Facebook. You guys need to leave Lane alone. I'll take it. You don't talk about my friend Lane. I'll get you. But Lane, thank you so much for being here tonight, my friend. It's always great to have you here. And yes, you are correct. We do not want your name covering up your beautiful face here on the panel tonight. So we're gonna keep Lane for now. I think that's a good idea. We got Christian Cooper in the house. Speaking of, we were talking about crosshair there briefly. Christian Cooper finally got his crosshair, and I feel like I have to remind him every time I see him now that congrats on the crosshair, dude, because I know he really, really wanted that. So, Christian, thank you so much for being here, my friend, and once again, congrats on that crosshair. I'm just going to congratulate you every single stream until the end of time.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, because that's a tough one. It's a very expensive
piece. He was
piece,
chasing that for a long time.
I know, and every time I ask him, it's like week by week by week. I'm asking him. He's like, dude, I didn't get it yet. So great to hear that he finally got it. We got Steven, Evil Steven, the evil sneaker here tonight. Member for 2 months. Steve says, me seen as a hero for 2 months feels pretty. I know, right? You got to do something that makes you better than you actually are, right? But I appreciate it, Steve. Guys, I told Steve, I was messing with him, but I told him I would give him a shout out. Steve is really close to 1,000 subs, so if you're not subbed to Evil Sneaker, definitely go check him out. Chris and I know all too well the grind for 1,000 subs. It's like, once you get there, it's like you're Thanos sitting and staring at, a grateful universe, even though, they weren't really grateful for what Thanos did, were they? But Steve, thank you so much, my friend. That's very generous of you. 2 months as a hotline hero. Thank you so much, my friend. We got Pedro Lopez in the house. What's up, Pedro? Pedro says, hello, all. Pedro, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait to chat some stuff tonight. We got a lot of exciting stuff tonight. A good friend and a channel member as well. We got Chunker here in the house. Chunker showing some love for Lane over there. Lane Kramer, or Kramer as he's calling him, the Midnight Collector. I know Chunker is probably excited to talk about some Batman stuff because he's a big Batman guy like myself. So interested to hear your thoughts on the stuff tonight, my friend. What is this BD Flavio stuff? Is this battle damage Flavio? Is that what BD is?
Yeah.
Because I know there's BD something else, and I'm like, I need to clarify that. So.
No, Steve's getting on me from my injury, but.
Oh, that's what it is. It's just the injury. Okay. Wow, that's messed up, Steve. I might have to cancel you as a hotline hero, dude, because that's not very heroic. No, I'm just joking. But okay, cool. Now I understand. I understand the meme now. Pedro says, "Let's go Mavs." We got Sid Vicious in the house saying what's up to Chris. Apparently, the rest of us don't matter. But how's it going, Sid Vicious? It's probably because she has the Mother of Dragons. It's because she has the Mother of Dragons profile picture, and she knows you love Daenerys, so that's why. That's why it's there. Tom Daly is here. Tom says, how did I miss that custom Tobey Maguire? Oh, he's talking about the Riley Lowe custom Tobey Maguire. I did see you just commented on my video right before the stream started, so I'll have to check out your comment after the stream. But yeah, what an amazing piece. I'm like that guy's biggest fan at this point. Riley's incredible, and he's working on a lot of really amazing stuff. And, I might be making some decisions on some No Way Home stuff if he continues to pump out this amazing Sam Raimi stuff. But yeah, Tom, thank you so much for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And right as we're getting started, it's not a party without the Hot Toys nightmare. What's up, Sean? Thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Hello, children.
Dad?
Never expected that. Dad, is that you?
Hey.
Hey. Sean, thanks so much for being here. We're just saying what's up to everybody. We haven't gotten started yet. We're just saying what's up to everybody in the chat.
All right. Hello, everybody. See, look, it's that quick. You want to say hello to everybody in the chat? Hello, everybody in the chat.
That's
hello,
Sean's
Chris.
style. We're
Hello,
doing it my
Wayne.
way. We're doing it my way.
Welcome to the new show where Nightmare takes over Hotline. And Lane turns out his camera because he knows it goes wild.
He just got done telling us he didn't want his face covered up, and now we can't see his face. Come on, Lane. You got our hopes up for nothing.
I'm just waiting for Connor to strike back, like a Mace Windu strike back.
Nah, dude, I'm chill. I got my Mace Windu's on. I got my 2 Mace Windu's on pre-order. I'm so glad that I snuck a pre-order in like a few months ago, just because I was like, I might as well. I hit up John from Off the Racks, and he's like, actually, someone just canceled. I was like, gotcha. Ooh. So that was clutch right. Because yeah, Mace Windu, guys, holy crap! I was just looking on eBay before the stream started. I was just talking to Chris about it, and like the cheapest one I saw, I think it was like $430, like listed price. I didn't check the sold listings.
I thought you said $460.
No, remember at the end I was like actually like $430. Maybe you didn't hear me because you were eating, but yeah, there was one that was like $430. So, wow. But still, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's already, I don't know if people are paying that. I haven't checked the sold listings, but I imagine probably close to it. And I did tell you guys last stream, it's only one big batch for that Mace Windu, so it's crazy.
That's insane for Mace Windu, only one bat.
Well, weren't they saying
character so big? Yeah,
weren't they saying the Spider-Man was only one?
I heard that as well. Too.
I saw a couple resellers post. They said the armored Obi-Wan, the General Obi-Wan, he's one batch, and Mace Windu was as well. I didn't see the Spider-Man though. You could be right. I didn't come across it in the feed or anything.
But that I know that feels kind of strange for that particular figure would be, but of course it's also the last one of the line. So
yeah, because I feel like that one, a lot of people were like, if I'm going to get one Holland from the movie, it's going to be that final swing suit.
Because that's the closest to more of a classic Spider-Man. But
right,
anyway,
and it's the best looking suit. Let's be real. Yeah, we're going to talk about it very shortly. I want to say what's up. I've had his comment up forever, but I got to say what's up to my boy Brick, giving love to Flavio as well. I know you're over on the Bugle 6 often, right? Were you just recently on? Were you on yesterday? Like, how often do you appear on the Bugle 6?
Yeah, me and Brick do the Bugle 6. I'm usually on there every show. Just here and there maybe might be skipping out on just because of the wedding and stuff. You might have not seen me there.
Okay, so you're a regular over on the Bugle 6.
Yeah, we do the first and third Monday of every month. So
okay,
should
so
be
guys,
coming up.
Yeah, if you want to check out Flavio over on the Bugle 6, you know where to find him. Over on Brick Artemis's channel. Brick, if you want to, shameless plug, throw your link in there. Or the moderators, I know you guys are great about that if you want to drop a link. Also, please drop a link to Flavio's channel because, once again, you know, I'm horrible at this. I forgot. I will update it after the stream, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If it matters, Mondo drops the 1/6 scale Megan tomorrow. Yes, I am way ahead of you on that. Thank you for letting everybody know, though, because I've been following the development of that one, waiting to see if it pops up. And Lane actually asked me, are we going to talk about that? So if we have the time, which I think we will, we'll talk about it at the end of the stream because I'm pretty excited about that one. Because that was like a sleeper hit for me in terms of like a thriller/horror film. I really like that movie. So
it is funny the fact that thing is getting a 6 figure.
With the fresh cut, boy. Sorry, dude, I didn't see you because when you have this many people on the panel, it scrolled you down, so I didn't see you in the bottom. My bad.
Nah, it's all good, bro. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's very clear. It's perfect, actually.
Too loud? Good? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're just saying what's up to everybody, but thank you so much for being here, Mike, a.k.a. Thrawn's office.
He's got a lot of names. Man? Who are you today?
What's up, dude?
I know. Well, right now, we're going with Thrawn's office. We'll see as the show progresses.
Mike, pause.
Could be a wig. He might show up with a wig.
That is my forever name. Yeah, you never know.
Dude, that's what we know you as, man.
And I'm proud of it, man. I don't ever, some people are like, "Oh, you changed your name." I'm like, "Not really. That is still my name. It's just Thrawn's office is my screen name."
Right.
Like,
Thrawn's office, that's like your
name.
Right, that's your business name, right? If we want to go find you somewhere, you're Thrawn's office.
Exactly. That's what's
after hours.
Right, after hours contact. You got to find Thrawn's office on Instagram.
Yep.
12-inch
front, Literacy in the back.
right. 12-inch Moose stream, 5 months of membership. Moose, bro, you are too generous, my friend. You are always too good to me and everybody here on the panel. Thank you so much. Moose says, hello, collectors, Catwoman incoming, as in Hathaway. Dude, I'm so jealous because that's one, like, I just got my basement display set up. Chris actually saw it this past weekend, like, my work in progress. That's why, guys, I apologize. I haven't uploaded a video in, like, a month, but I've been busy working on my collection and stuff in the background and then obsessing over these Hot Toys Predators. That's my other side project. But, yeah, so after I got all the Dark Knight stuff together, I'm like, dude, I want my Catwoman. Like, I've got the bike just waiting for her, so... Hopefully I get mine soon. Congrats on that, Moose. And once again, bro, like, thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. That is very generous of you. You're too good to me. And Moose, every time I see you in the chat now, I always think of your swagged out, like, one-piece outfits. This man is, like, he's got the coolest outfits ever. If you're friends with him on Facebook, you know. Moose, thank you so much, my friend. I very much appreciate you. Steve says, oh, shoot, new armor? Also, who told you to call me that? Not too different, wrong answer. We're just going to skip over that, dude. Steve, we don't pay attention to him. KTHW is in the house. What's up, my friend? I was just talking to KTH the other day. KTH says, what's up, guys? You know I'm always down for any Batman or supporting characters. Absolutely. The more Batman, the better. Don't listen to Collecting Madness. He might put this Superman propaganda in your head. Batman is the way. And that's what we have to say about that, right? That's the official view of the Hot Toys Hotline panel. Just want to let you guys know that. But Superman's cool too, guys. I'm just joking around. But Batman's he's just my dude. Flavio's got a golden leg like Anakin. Since when, dude? Why am I just hearing about this? Why, like, all this lore about Flavio, I'm just hearing about it. It's crazy, man.
Dude, you know what I will say? Freaking seeing your Batman kind of shrine setup that you had going on, whatever you have already. For somebody who's not, like, deep in vehicles, like I have the DeLorean, I thought that was big. Dude, that tumbler is insane.
Oh, it's gigantic.
It's massive. It honestly makes me want to go into that line, just seeing the vehicle.
And it's not expensive either. Great. The tumbler, like, is like it's pricey. I'm not trying to downplay it, but you could get it for a much discounted price under retail. So
yeah, they drove crazy.
I was gonna say, isn't it cheaper than the DeLorean?
Oh yeah. The DeLorean's what was like $800. And it's cheaper than the '89 Batmobile. Yeah, it's cheap.
And that one too. If you just wait for the right time, and you can get it off Sideshow.
Exactly, you can get it. I got mine 35% off, probably. Exactly, like constantly.
I got super lucky. Mine was on Sideshow Seconds. The same day it was on a deal,
and it doubled
so it was like 35. Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah,
that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Dude, if you can get it for the right price, it's so worth it. Yeah. It's so worth it. The only thing that was kind of a pain in the not even a pain in the ass, it was just kind of sketchy, was that mechanism that opens the front windshield, how you have to like slide it back.
Oh yeah.
It is fragile. I think out of all the vehicles I own, it's definitely the most fragile one. Just be careful with it. You know,
is it like not smooth?
It wasn't even that it's not smooth. It's just the way that it's kind of how Hot Toys had to engineer it. The windshield kind of folds and then tucks underneath the top of the roof, or the bottom of the roof. So it's just a little sketchy, but it's doable. And Christian got his crosshair for under 400. That's like, right now, that's like you won the lottery, dude. Like,
man, that's highway robbery right there.
Patience pays off, man. Patience pays off.
Hey, Lane, how much are you selling your crosshair for?
Lane, Sean, we already opened that can of worms at the beginning. We got it out of the way. Poor Lane, man. Poor Lane. Batman Collectibles saying what's up to Steve. Batman, what's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well.
Was it a bad thing that half the time I supposedly was getting people after me? I wasn't even looking, and I was uneven aware at all. I was like, what? Who? Okay.
Hey, the important thing is Lane has not asked anyone to sacrifice children for a crosshair. So we need to look at that goodness right there and accept it.
Why am I? That usually is his thing. Yeah.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. But Lane, come on, man. We got Gio in the house, the movie canon. What's up, my friend? He says, hello, collectors, Hot Toys Hotline crew. Mr. Flavio is here. Yes, he is, and it's great to have him on finally. And great to have you here, Gio. Gio's going to be on here soon enough. We're going to have him on the panel. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Gio and I have been talking a lot. Gio's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is, man.
Met him officially over on the Bugle 6, and we've just been chatting ever since. So thank you so much for being here, my friend. Did I skip over V1 Adam 12? Adam, what's up, my dude? A channel member and a good friend. He was actually just on the last streams. If you guys want to check out that replay, a totally fun stream reminiscing about Jaws and everything under the sun in that era with Adam and Chris and everybody else in the panel. So
his passion for movies and Star Wars is great.
Yeah, man. He likes a lot of the stuff I like, you know, all that classic stuff, like the Jaws especially, man. His love for Jaws is much more than me. He knows a lot, man. He knows a lot. So, and he had the pleasure of seeing it in theaters, which, you know, I wasn't alive then, so I'm very jealous about that. We got FBJ in the house, another big Batman fan. So FBJ, I'm glad to have you here for this discussion tonight. I know you have a lot of the Jazz Inc stuff, so I'm sure you're very, very excited to chat Batman with us tonight. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Always great to have you here. You know, guys, every time I try to give Evil Steven a chance here, he has to talk about my Mace Windu, dude. Guys, if you want to know, Steve's hot take is that Mace Windu is a mid Jedi. Just to let you know, that's the man. He makes me cry. Yeah, exactly. He makes me cry, man. I just want to cry. Who we got? Oh, sorry, I'm clicking on everybody here. I'm trying to click on Clinton Martin, the GOAT. What is up, Clinton Martin? He says, howdy, folks. What's up, bro? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. And who do we have here? We have Riley Reviews. What's up, Riley? Riley, it was great to see you over with the Wolf Pack last week. I was very surprised by that. I'm like, you know, all the guests that were running through my head, I was like, that's really cool to see Riley over there with those guys. And it was great to have you to talk about Spider-Man. And don't you worry, we're starting off the stream with that Spider-Man. It's funny, Riley, you and your friend Nick have really like made me become a Spider-Man snob. I was telling Nick that not long ago. I'm like, you guys, like, especially with that black suit Spider-Man, dude, like I'm on team fix black suit Toby. Like, it's crazy, man. You guys got me snobbing over here for the Spider-Man, but you know, just like you, it's a character that's so beloved to me. Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man, so that damn No Way Home Spider-Man, dude. When I opened it up, I was angry, and Steve just got his, and his was abysmal. His mask was good, and he was like, "How's my mask look, man?" And then I get a message the next day, and I was like, "Damn, he's down bad on his." I won't reveal what happened because he's gonna make a little video on it. But dude, he got screwed. The real Spider-Man is right here. This is the real Spider-Man right here.
Ooh, man, that.
Oh, it's my baby. I can't stop looking at it. I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah. He did such a good job with though.
It's like night and day. Don't tempt me, dude. Don't tempt me. You know I will. Bro, there's an I can't stand him up. There's an emoji of me smelling a figure. You think I won't kiss my Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? You must be crazy.
Anything for the GOAT.
right? I mean, if that, hey, I'll tell you this, Riley. If I have to kiss the black suit Spider-Man to get it fixed, let me know. I got you, man. If that's what it takes, okay. He's gonna do this. He's just gonna lay down right there. He said that kiss was so moist and viscous. Dude. What have I done? Oh, Sean's back. Sorry, Sean. Once again, just like it happened to Mike, I didn't see because it scrolled underneath everybody. My bad. Let's Mark Palmer in the house. Mark says, just listening while working. What's up, everyone? What's up, Mark? So great to have you here, my friend. Whatever. See, Riley knows whatever it takes, dude. See, I feel like you're so consistent with your posting. I'm just like, I'm a background supporter. So like, again, if you need a voice, if Howie's like, all right, give me 5 YouTubers that will tell me to fix Black Suit Toby and I'll fix it. I'm with you.
Dude, they've had to have seen that because that's everywhere.
I know. It's like, it's a movement at this
On
point.
every announcement, every release.
I know. It's at this. Gio, yes, we will. I did see that pop through a couple hours before, like as I was getting set up on the Facebook page, dropping the link and everything. Yes, someone actually posted the photos. So shout out to whoever posted those photos of the Batmobile and stuff. We are going to talk about that. So we're going to get started, guys. 47 people watching and we haven't shown a single figure. You guys are incredible. And Megan, yes, we're going to talk about Megan as well. Okay, now I have to because everybody's asking. We're going to talk about Megan. And Lane asked me. I kind of wanted to talk about it, so we're going to talk about her at the end. Look, Bantha Boy, the only time you ever will see me wear gloves with these figures is when I do the Iconic Studios reviews and they include... So, the Ken, when I get that in my hands, if that comes with gloves, I promise you'll see me with the gloves. It's just because it's funny to experience it as it is, right? So, guys, we're going to get started. Now, I figured instead of... What do I like better? I like this better. Instead of sitting here going through all the photos, because I know some of you guys have been talking about this Spider-Man for a while, we're gonna let this video from Justin's collection play. The reason I wanted to do Justin's video, it is a long form video. The reason I wanted to do it is he actually showed a comparison of a bunch of different Spider-Man towards the end. Here's the base here. You know, I think we can all agree this is probably one of the better diorama bases that Hot Toys has done in a while. It's not overly clunky. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, my opinion has kind of changed on these diorama bases. I feel like some of them are just overly clunky. Like, I was packing up my Mark 46 the other day, and the base is just giant for that. And then not only that, some of these diorama bases, like, there's nowhere to put their feet. So when I saw this one and saw the final product, I'm like, this is nice, and it's very versatile because you could use this for a lot of different figures, right? If you don't plan on putting your Spidey on this one, I feel like you could do some really cool stuff with this one. So I think that's cool.
This would be cool for Batman.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
saw somebody say, because I plan on getting it, that third-party Grinch or whatever that's been taken. Like,
that's a great idea too.
out.
Yeah,
Dang, never thought.
It makes me wish there was a 6 scale TMNT for it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Strike one, no gloves. No gloves. Dude, like I said, check out when I do my review on Ken. I promise you there'll be gloves. I'll have gloves just for you. And I'll give you a shout out in the video if I can remember. These gloves are for Thick Bantha Boy.
That's what she said.
Anyways, guys, I wanted to pose a question to everybody in the chat and on the panel because, you know, this has been thrown around over this past week. And the question, or really this is a statement, I should say, but we're going to turn it into a question. There's a statement a lot of people made. Is this the best Spider-Man figure ever from Hot Toys? I don't have it in hand, so it's kind of a bold statement to say, but seeing what I'm seeing from, you know, the few reviews, the in-hand photos, I think it might be, guys. I think this might be one of if the best, if not the best. You know, it's really kind of like the Advanced Suit 2.0 and this one, I think, are head to head. But what really impresses me about this one, which, you know, guys on the panel, you know, I complained a lot about the Toby Spider-Man, is that neck seam, right? Like, that neck seam on Toby is so obvious. And then you see a figure like this, and you're like, why were they able to get the neck seam so good on this one? Like, it looks great. Like, I was very impressed by the neck seam on this one. And when I saw the neck seam on this one, not only was I impressed, but I was saddened at the same time, because I was like, why couldn't you do that for arguably one of the most important I'm about to say Star Wars, because I was reading a Star Wars comment. One of the most important Spider-Man figure announcements from Hot Toys ever, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And, you know, we got what we got. So, yeah, it's just a testament to what Hot Toys is actually capable of when they put their mind to it. I think this figure is that testament. I think it looks fantastic. The head sculpt, also one of the best sculpts they've done in a while, and easily the best Tom Holland head sculpt. The likeness is just uncanny. I don't know your guys' thoughts on it. I think it looks awesome. I did see, and then I'll let one of you guys jump in. I did see a little bit of confusion when I think when the sideshow video went up, they had his arm like posed really high and it pulled the sleeve down. Someone else who has it in hand did make a post. They did clarify there's plenty of material to cover up that wrist. So a lot of people just kind of panicked because obviously they saw it, how it was presented in Sideshow's video, which, you know, that's on them for presenting it that way. But yeah, I think it looks great, guys. I'm really excited. This is the last of the No Way Home figures, at least as of right now, unless they randomly decide to announce one, which would be very odd at this point. But I think it looks fantastic. I love the colors. I know some people are like hit or miss about the metallic blue. I love it. I think it looks fantastic. I will fast forward a little bit so you guys can kind of comment on what you think. But guys, how are we feeling about this Spider-Man? And guys, in the chat, I will drop a poll for you guys because I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this Spider-Man as well. So please vote on that poll once I pop it up. But guys, how are we feeling about this Spider-Man? Is this the best Spider-Man yet from Hot Toys? Flavio, you look like you want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was, and then we'll jump to you, Mike. Flavio, he was just his lips were quivering. I had to call on him.
I don't know, man. It's you know, it's a slippery slope there. You know, I'm gonna call it, you know, just how you said. I don't have it in hand, so I don't really want to, you know, say too much. But I do have, you know, a good bit of Spider-Man figures in my collection, and you know, have, you know, seen how they vary through each release, and just from, you know, seeing it, you know, on, you know, pictures and videos like this, it is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm gonna, you know, kind of take the route there, kind of how Brick was saying in the chat, though. I think it is, you know, the best as of right now, but I don't think it will be overall the best. Obviously, you know, we're gonna see more, and there's gonna be better to come. But this is the best Tom Holland Spider-Man release.
We can accept that.
Yeah, specifically speaking, you know, this is, you know, the only Tom Holland head sculpt that we've gotten with an actual neck. So that's, you know, amazing to have in this release. The seam right there with the suit compared to the Tobey one and, you know, the Amazing Spider-Man one, like it just looks like it just disappears in the suit, and it looks
so good,
awesome, dude. Like it looks so good. I love how you get the kind of like the ears there, you know, poking out. You got his nose. The definition on the body, you know, is very nice for me. He's got nice musculature. The suit though looks beautiful, man. The colors pop. I love that blue, like you were saying. The metallic blue, I think is accurate to the scene that we've seen him at the end of the movie. And I just like how shiny and, you know, bright it is. The material choice still kind of scary, but
yeah, it is.
You gotta just be wary on how you pose your figures. I guess this is something that we have to understand at this point, but it does kind of suck, you know, because coming from a perspective of having the Spider-Verse figures, those Miles figures, you can do anything with them, and it will rarely, you know, mess up the suit at all because it's just one full cloth, you know, suit. So in that sense, I don't want to say that it's not the best, but it is the best Tom Holland release for me.
It's hard to say. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's like, if you don't have it in the hands, like you're kind of like saying it's the best, but you don't really know if it's the best. But
right.
I think we could say, if we're talking about visually, the neck seam, how the suit turned out in terms of visuals, you know, you could base your opinion on that, but it, you know, you always have to say, like, I don't have it in hand yet. So we clarified that with the chat. So
that's the best. That's the best Spider-Man head sculpt, though.
It's so good.
Like, out of all the Spider-Mans that we've had, you know, every Tom Holland release up until this, the Tobey one, the reused Amazing Spider-Man one that we had with Andrew Garfield.
That's probably my least favorite that I have, is that Andrew Garfield.
He just looks like he smelled
a fart, dude. It's like they ripped a fart in his mask and he just like ripped it. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a terrible likeness. It's just a weird, like, kind of, you
expression,
know, deer in the headlights kind of look. But the Tobey sculpt, I think, is very good, though. It is. And I'm also very impressed at how it looks from the side too, kind of like that transition from the neck to the head sculpt. It's really good. And guys, for those of you guys who don't know in the chat, who aren't like very familiar with Spider-Man figures or might be newer, there's a company selling basically like a Band-Aid colored piece of tape for the previous Tom Holland figures to kind of make that neckline look a little bit better on the mask. So having this neck seam look like this, it's been a long time coming. It's something that Hot Toys has struggled with for a long time. So I don't want to downplay that at all, because it really is like, why couldn't they do this for Toby, man? It looks so good. So yeah, it's been and look at that connector. Very interesting, that clear connector.
And you know, that's funny. You know, I think that's Hot Toys' way of making it proprietary and making you not be able to use it on future or, you know, existing figures, because as you see in Justin's videos here, you know, if you fast forward to that at that part, he tried with all the other previous figures, and it does work for some, it doesn't for most, but I think when, you know, whose figure was that when we first seen it? Was it Padme that we seen that clip, or it was some?
I think she was one of the early ones, and maybe did the Black Adam have that? I can't remember.
I thought it was Padme that was first.
Padme was definitely first. I don't know if the Black Adam had that same system or not. Well, you guys in the chat, you guys are smart. One of you.
Okay.
There's been a couple now. Obi-Wan has it.
Yeah.
Padme has it. She has it.
So just seeing that now being in more prevalent in releases, it just tells me like, okay, the double ball peg is like kind of like almost like obsolete at this point. They want to use that proprietary clip, so when they use the rolling eyeball function, you know, it's only going to work with figures that have that, to a sense.
Yeah, and honestly, anything is better than having the back hair piece removable. That's old tech to me, and I was very surprised. And I think inart probably will continue to improve in that respect. But, you know, that to me is not the best solution. That's like an old school solution to me. I hate that removable back of the head. I will say, though, with the rooted hair, it's much, much better in terms of like hiding that seam. You can't even tell it's there. But with the sculpted hair on like the Joker, for example, I was like, dude, this is like, like you could see where it fits in. It bothered me so much. But it is on the back of the head, so maybe I'm
sculpt on the homemade suit looked really good to me there.
Dude, this is still such a great suit right here. Such a great suit. I never owned this figure, but another one with a great amount of colors. And by the way, guys, sorry, Sean, I just saw your message, guys. Sean keeps losing his signal, so he does have to bow out. He did kind of pop in to say what's up to everybody. So, Sean, if you're unable to talk right now, Sean wants to say goodbye to everybody. Sean, thank you so much for being here. Sorry you keep losing signal, but thank you for popping in while you could, and I'm sure everybody in the chat appreciates it. But yeah, Sean has to bow out, guys. He's having some technical difficulties. Guys, I want to catch up some of your comments. Great thoughts, by the way, Flavio. And interestingly enough, Justin's kind of swapping the sculpt back and forth. It looks pretty cool in that spider monkey there. I think that's a very disrespected figure. I feel like a lot of people aren't huge fans, which, you know, for good reason. It doesn't really look like a Spider-Man suit, obviously. It's supposed to be like a tactical look. But yeah, it's a great looking sculpt, man. I'm very curious to see parted out what people are willing to pay for this sculpt. And man, on the integrated suit there, which I do have, I'd love the integrated suit. I know it's not for everybody. I love the integrated suit. That's like one of my favorite Holland suits, apart from this red and blue suit. That looks great.
Yeah, the gold got a lot of hate, man, but I think that's a pinnacle suit. Like if you have a No Way Home collection and you don't have the integrated suit, I just feel like it's like that was the suit that he wore for a lot of the great battles. You know what I mean? So
and it might be disrespectful. I like it more than the Iron Spider. I do. It's like the. I do. I prefer it over the Iron. I know everybody in the chat screaming at me right now. I don't know. There's something about it I prefer. Let's see.
I hope they 2.0 that.
Yeah, because that material is a little rough. I want to read a couple comments, and then Mike, I'll jump to you because I know you had something to say. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just catching up your comments. 16 Star Wars Pimpazoid says, no Star Wars tonight. I'll have a brief blip about Star Wars. Tonight's very Batman and Marvel heavy just because that's how this week played out. But, guys, Thursday is nearing the end of the Dark Side event, so I think we'll have some more Star Wars this week. Chunker says, the scale of this one is so goofy to me. It does look good on display, but the ladder exposed it to be so undersized. I don't know. I don't personally share the same sentiment on this one, but I saw some other people talking about that, how they kind of felt one way or another about the scale of this figure. Beskar says gloves. Beskar Kid has entered the chat. Yeah, you're the gloves guy. You know, I'm not the gloves guy. I'm the anti-gloves guy. But what's up, Beskar Kid? Always great to have you here, my friend. Guys, check out Beskar Kid on every single platform, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You name it, he's there. Check him out. The Fat Batman is here, a channel member and a good friend. What is up, Fat Batman? Gotta have you here for the Batman heavy stream. Batman says, Scarlet is still the best to me, simply for posability. Yeah, I mean, definitely one of the best. I do, I had the homemade suit at one point. I just decided it didn't fit my collection about a year ago and I sold it, but that one was such a fun one to pose because I don't really pose my Spider-Man figures too much because I'm a wussy. I'm not like Riley. Riley goes all out and his display looks awesome. I'm the Spider-Man that's just sitting like this, Those are my Spider-Man. Moose says, red and blue almost slipped from my grasp, but I received a conversion opportunity. Well, congrats on that. That's awesome, dude. You always love to see that when you miss out on something and then that clutch conversion comes in. Mike, I want to jump to you, dude. I know you had some thoughts on this one, so I want you to say whatever you got to say about this Spider-Man. And do you think this is maybe not the best Spider-Man? Do you think it's one of the best Spider-Man ever from Hot Toys?
Oh yeah, it has to be contender for that. I'm not necessarily going to say I'm the Batman, Spider-Man expert, right? I have 2099. I have the 2 of the comic versions, which I think are great, but very different figure from these. So I don't really count them in this kind of like Spider-Man run from Hot Toys, if that makes sense, because just the material they use, like the way that body is designed and everything. But you guys pretty much said almost everything there probably is to say about this figure. And I agree with you guys. For me personally, the blue kind of like makes it less appealing to me.
So you're on that side. You're one of the people because it's been pretty mixed. Some people really like it, like myself, and other people are like, I'm not a huge fan of that blue.
And it's not a Hot Toys miss either. It's just the design of the suit.
Yeah.
But I think this is probably the best Spider-Man we've got. Like, if you think about the pipeline, right? We've got the Toby black suit, which obviously people have an issue with. Got the symbiote suit, which I think is fantastic. And then we have the Superior Spider-Man, which is also looks freaking great.
That suit's hot.
The only thing is, though, they don't have head sculpts, right? So you can't even really compare them to this because there's a lot of things that goes into like, is this the best Spider-Man? Everybody's looking for something different with Spider-Man. Most people are looking for articulation. And I think if you're a Hot Toys collector and articulation is the most important thing to you, you should probably, look elsewhere, look to other manufacturers than Hot Toys for articulation. Certainly other scales, right? So I think most of us forego the best articulation for the most accuracy. And I'll tell you one thing I really love about this. I love the shape of the head because I feel like all of the other Spider-Man we were getting, like the shape of the head was a little bit more like little rounder, almost like all the Toby heads were like that. And I feel like those carried on through every Spider-Man. Even if
the Toby heads were super round, those old school ones, they were, and then they weren't totally inaccurate from the film. That's just kind of how they were shaped. Yeah. But I felt like even the ones that weren't from that film, like the Spider-Man game versions, still had that round head. And I the Superior coming out. I wish it didn't have that because he's often depicted in the art in the comics as like a narrower head. So it's annoying to see that round bulbous head. It's kind of like
again, these are nitpick. These are my personal nitpicks, but I collect Spider-Man for the comic version of it. So I'll collect a video game release if it matches close enough to a comic version that I want. Right. So I'm getting the symbiote one. I'm getting the Superior because those closely match the comics. This one I originally was going to get, but then they released the comic book version, and that kind of scratched that itch for a red and blue for me. So I didn't need to get this.
Yeah, that was interesting, kind of back and forth in my head for me. It's interesting. I kind of noticed that, especially with the Miles Morales, the most recent, the 2.0, from the second game. What you're saying about kind of that round mash shape, it kind of reminds me of the design choice for the Grand Inquisitor from the Kenobi show, and then you see him in Rebels, and his head's like a pencil. You know what I mean? So it's interesting design cues there for sure. But nonetheless, I think they look really good. it looks like some other people are commenting in the chat, like Stevie Weeby. What's up, by the way, Stevie? He says he can't dig the shimmery blue either. So you're definitely not alone on that. I've seen some different comments here and there about it, but it seems like a lot of people, even Riley, I thought you out of all people, because you really do a great job at utilizing those those diorama bases, that you would get that snow base. I hope you're able to find it. I know there's going to be part outs and stuff for it down the line. Everybody, Ty is looking for it as well. Everybody who's wasn't able to get it up front, I hope you guys are able to find it. Yeah, I mean, I hope they continue to add other stuff than just, if you want the deluxe, you just get a cool base. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm kind of, depending on what it is, I'm kind of getting over the diorama bases. It depends on what it is. Like this one is awesome, very usable. I saw someone earlier mention, I forgot who it was, said Mantis, the new Mantis with the Christmas gear. That's brilliant, you know? You could really utilize this base for a lot of stuff. Like, for example, like I'm going to use, I think it was the battling promo version from No Way Home came with that other like rooftop, like rubble style base. I'm going to put Eric Draven on that one. So there's a lot of different uses you could do with these pieces. It's really cool how you can kind of mix and match. Chunker's yelling at us. I think he's yelling at you, Flavio, about the rolling eye, the rolling eye page. It's for the rolling eyes. And Fad Gadgets here. What's up, Fad? Fad says that type of joint at the base of the neck will become loose over time, just like the original Amazing Spider-Man Garfield figure. Did that one have that kind of peg, or is that the one where kind of with Toby and stuff where it kind of pegs on?
I think it's that clip one that.
Yeah, that clip is an interesting design for sure.
It definitely sucks for articulation, like on the bottom half of the neck, because you get most of it up top.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. It's very limiting. Very limiting. Mm-hmm. Brian Herrera in the house. Brian says, I really just want a head sculpt for the integrated suit. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm curious to see what people charge for this on the secondary market, this sculpt, because it is that good. Hopefully not too much, so some people were able to pick it up that want it.
So I have a question for you guys. Why go with a clip? Why go with other systems, and rather than just everything just be a magnetic attachment? Is it because of the articulation point? Like the magnetic attachment gets a little funky at certain angles.
Yeah,
but then again, the Batman has it, and they've got him on a bike. So
I think it's with. So I think if you notice, like when the Batman figures have it, it's like, and even with Maul, you know, the DX-17, that neck peg is so rounded. It's a very rounded peg, and I think it has to be that way. Right, and I think it has to be that way too, because it's so smooth it allows the head to travel freely. So I don't know if, because you could see Spider-Man's neck kind of tapers. I don't know if they could achieve that. Maybe that's fine.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, I always go back to my upgraded suit. Like I technically prefer the double ball peg, just the normal.
Yeah.
For Spider-Man, just because you can really get him to like look down and look up in whichever way that you want. The only downside to that is that you're not getting that skin texture for the neck. So it's like if they can figure out a way to get a middle ground with that and, you know, not use that clip per se and have a double ball peg, then it would just it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Is Tom Holland really this much taller than Toby, or they just get the height wrong on one of these figures? He's towering over him here. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. They both look like pretty, you know, on the shorter side.
I think they're all pretty short guys. That could be
quickly one of our. And by the way, shout out to Peyton. I forgot to say hi to Peyton. Could somebody in the chat tell us the height of Tom Holland in real life and the height of Tobey Maguire? I need to know now, because Tom Holland right here is just towering over Toby. And I'm curious, because I feel like Toby's got to be taller, right? He's got to be. Tom Holland's not a very tall guy.
No, Tom Holland was taller.
Really?
Yeah, just by a bit.
So maybe that is pretty close to accurate then. For some reason, I thought Toby was taller. Interesting. But yeah, guys, I think this is a really exciting figure. Definitely a great home run to end out the No Way Home line. Oh, sorry, Lane, do you have the stats?
Toby's 5'8", and Holland is 5'7".
Huh.
Well, sorry, Hot Toys. You messed up somewhere, buddy. You messed up somewhere.
Garfield is actually the tallest. He's 5'10".
Yeah, and we have the official confirmation from Beskar Kid. In case you thought Lane was lying, he wasn't, because there's Beskar Kid to back him up.
But both of them are super short.
Chris is like, don't remind me. Interesting. Very interesting. So Hot Toys, you made a little oopsie there on the height, but maybe I'll just have Toby kind of off in the distance so you can't tell. But that's interesting. I still think the
whatever that
really
is,
good, though.
Whatever that is looks so much better to me.
Oh, this is the what is this? The Mark something? Mark IV, is that what this is?
The BGM one.
I can't imagine the
That just
posability
looks
is great on that suit,
No.
though. It looks horrible. Dang! See, bro, you think that this Venom is big. Wait till the Spider-Man 2
Dude,
comes out.
The new one is going to be like...
Yeah,
I can't
wait,
wait.
dude.
Yeah,
I
But
can't wait.
that's what made me get Carnage.
I know.
I can have Carnage with the video game Venom, and now they're more
Properly scaled.
Yeah,
I feel like I can't get Carnage now because this one's so giant. I'm pressed for space, but
No,
yeah, if you
need
think
that
he's
Carnage.
big, I might get it
dude,
eventually.
Oh my god, bro, it's amazing. As somebody that primarily just collects Star Wars, like I opened that thing up and it was like it was like my first Hot Toy. It's like I'd never seen a Hot Toy before.
Literally, it's amazing.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, definitely a really exciting figure. Lane, did you have any thoughts to close us out before we move out? Before we move on to our next topic, or Chris, do you have any closing thoughts? Chris, you said some stuff. I thought you said your piece.
I have not said anything, though.
Oh, you just sat here in silence the whole time, Chris. What do you have to say about
everybody
Spider-Man?
speak their points? Yeah.
It was an open discussion, dude. Just because Flavio has more
behind.
confidence in you, dude. It's not his fault.
Nah, you kind of went and you said Flavio, and then you said Mike got like. At first it was open, but then you was ordering some stuff.
Yeah, then there was some order. There was some orderation and stuff for who you showed some favoritism. Do you want?
Oh shit! Listen.
Look, Chris is over here all upset because Tobey Maguire's taller than him, and he just found out, and now he's just all quiet. It's not my fault, dude.
I'm completely fine with it.
Unfortunately, I'm taller than both of them, so I'm okay. But
Did we just run out of time?
Wrap it up, everybody. No. Kenny, we're not snoozing on that. That suit is incredible. But again,
no, dude, I brought that up a couple times.
Mike's point, it's like you got to give possibly more points to this one because of the head sculpt. That's a big factor, is like having that neck seam finally be close to correct. It kind of gets a little.
And we got to see how posable it is, or is it going to be similar? That's my thing with this one, is I think Justin did point it out. That one does with the parts that I like best are the light blue parts of the suit. I think it really makes it stand out. But the materials they use for that are what's going to make it basically. If you put it in a dynamic pose, big dog pound.
Everybody, stop what they're doing. Stop what they're doing. Chris,
what's up?
Did you turn the camera off for a reason? There's got to be a reason, right?
Already.
Of course, there's a reason.
I had to get the blue out for this shiny blue suit. Everybody, we're already getting rolling, but it's about to get deeper because we got Batman coming. Now, I may not be the biggest Batman fan, but he is the Dark Knight. And if he ever heard me saying it, he might just whoop me. Just like if you want to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, whoop it like Batman would, because it's about to get real in here. We just getting started. Welcome, Big Dog Pound. Woo!
There we go, Big Dog Pound. Your boy's always there for you. Chris has always got you covered. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry, Lane. It's like one of those public service announcements. It comes up on the TV, and you have to stop what you're doing when Big Dog Pound is in the house, right?
Yeah, I know. Trust me. We're all good with the Dog Pound allowing Chris to pull out his inner not drunken Ric Flair. But I guess the only negative, and I consider it a minor negative with this figure, is just because of the nature of the light blue parts of the suit, that material, is that, like you said, if you don't put it in a I don't want to say museum pose, probably for most of the time, the suit will get disfigure, just will lose its good look and everything over time. Now, we know that that's a simple thing for a lot of these Spider-Man. So if you collect Spider-Mans from Hot Toys, you're willing to accept that as part of the game a little bit, or you're just going to be okay with it getting wrinkled.
Or you be a wussy like me, Lane, and you museum pose them, right? So,
I know. Yeah, but for me that's hard because I see these and I think this is one of the few I would go. You got to have some kind of wacky action pose, or something. But I ran into that problem with my classic suit that I had way back when I had that Spider-Man, is because I nearly effed up the suit because I left them in a, just you can see on there that it's gonna cause issues. But I may be facing the same thing when the symbiote Spider-Man comes out, that's already on the next release wave or whatever, because that's going to be a whole bodysuit. But that's the minor negative I can see. If you like live action Spider-Man, this feels like, if you're looking just one figure, this is the one to try and get. Even if you only saw it for like a minute, I think this is the coolest Holland Spider-Man suit of all of them.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I say that without missing a beat.
Yeah, it's a great suit, and I think a lot of us were super hyped that moment at the very end of the film when you see him kind of pop in with this suit on. You're like, okay, that's a suit I can get behind,
Yeah,
especially if you're
very
like,
much.
right, if you had like feelings or thoughts about the other suits, especially like the black and gold suit. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of that, the integrated suit. So yeah, it's a great suit, Lane. I think it looks really good. Well said. And Chris, before we close out, let's hear your thoughts on this Spider-Man before we move on to our next topic.
I just want to say, I think it kind of sucks that they didn't come out with this design of a suit, that it took that long, and then they threw it at the end, and it was like dark shots to where you could barely see it. But as far as the figure goes, like, I like the colors. They pop for sure. It's kind of what I like to see, is like that classic red and blue. But for film wise, I think it was more of a different fabric. And then the whole neck joint thing that they're doing, like, I mean, it looks good here, but it's not sustainable. And I forget who mentioned it already about the Andrews, like it was loose or whatever. His neck for the first one. It's also weird because on my 1.0 TASM 2 figure, it was better than when I got my 2.0 brand new. So I don't really care for the clip system. I honestly wouldn't be bothered if they went back to having, no skin show at all, if it means having a better seamless suit. The face shell kind of bugs me on this a little bit as well. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man ever. I think that's subjective, like, especially if you have a favorite Spider-Man, you might be biased towards one. And then the other thing is, if I remember correctly, he made this suit ultimately because everybody forgot his name, and I'm assuming he couldn't use his other suits because it was rumored that the Stark Industries or whatever, the technology didn't remember him. Like, it just wiped from existence. So the fact that this comes with like the moving eye lenses, I don't think that suit would have done it. I mean, we don't know. It's all like up in the air.
I don't think that would be considered Stark tech, though. The lenses themselves.
Because what other Spider-Man does? He's the only Spidey that has that.
I don't know. I feel like that's something, like, I can't remember exactly the plot of the film and where the moving lenses were introduced, but I feel like that's something that he could build himself. I don't think like he needs Tony Stark for the lenses themselves.
I think that was like in Homecoming.
Yeah. I mean, I could be
like,
wrong.
The lenses were Civil War. He had them.
Oh yeah, so he's had them
yeah,
for a minute.
Yeah, but that suit was gifted to him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I feel like he could.
They were just like goggles.
I feel like he could. He could build the lenses himself, though, if he wanted to. If I'm theorizing, I feel like he could. That'd be like something within his realm of expertise. But I guess we'll find out. But yeah, well said, dude. I mean, yeah, I think when we talk about the best Spider-Man ever, I'm for me, when I'm talking about like best Spider-Man ever, I'm talking about like the from what I could see here, the quality. Again, the neck seam is a huge thing. I don't want to downplay that, because that's like, it's a huge step in the right direction. Just look at the Toby that came out not long ago. It's a huge step in the right direction. That Toby really made me so upset. So
I think every Spider release, like, they kind of improve on something, but then there's still something wrong, like that they may go back on.
Well, yeah, so like the suit material. Yeah, I mean,
these Spideys, there's
suit material is always going to be a problem.
Bunching here, like, I mean, they fixed with the last couple releases or whatever. Finally,
Yeah.
Another thing I want to say too is like I love the cut to his like skull being right here. The way it is, it just makes a nice seamless jawline going into.
Yeah, that transition is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Toby had that issue. Like, if you looked at him from the side and you moved his head forward, you can see like a gap, which it didn't bother me too much, but it was present there. So, yeah, for sure. Well said, Chris. Yeah, guys. So I'm actually gonna close out the poll because we're gonna have probably multiple polls tonight. So, is this the best Spider-Man yet? 57% said yes. 43% said no. So not too far apart on that one. I think we can all agree this is a pretty nicely done Spider-Man from Hot Toys.
It's totally fair to ask that question.
Right, yeah, because, it's being thrown around a lot. A lot of people have questions about it, so why not? Why not have some fun with it, right?
But I like everything that comes. I like the diorama base. I'm a fan of those the bases and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. OG Fan is in the house, a moderator and a channel member and a great friend. What is up, OG Fan? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well.
Wait, was that an Obi-Wan quote? Did you just do that?
Did I?
A channel moderator and a good friend.
Maybe I did.
Wait, you know when he's talking about Anakin?
Yeah. He was
great.
A cunning warrior and a good friend. Yeah. Maybe I just unintentionally did that. OG Fan says classic suit Spider-Man is the best. Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of love for that one for sure. So guys, this next, before we move on, don't worry, we're going to get to Catwoman right after this. But before we move on to the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, I wanted to, and guys, this is an open discussion. I'm announcing it now. So if you got something to say, Chris, I'm talking to you.
Go first.
Guys, I'm calling this segment because I saw a lot of people saying this, and I was saying it too. But I pre-ordered the clear Armory. So guys, and I had someone message me actually before the stream, and they said, "Are you going to talk about your thoughts on people or maybe even yourself who already pre-ordered the clear Armory and how you feel about that now seeing this announcement?" And it's really interesting. Timing, right? I mean, the other one we just saw some updates on it. Hot Toys is like, hey, by the way, guys, we're working on it. We got some updates for you, and then surprise, here's another one. So obviously we know that was timed for a reason that way because they were preparing to announce this one. So it sucks, right? Because I do really like that Bruce Wayne with the leg brace and everything with the salad fingers and stuff. I'm gonna actually move this out of the way, guys. Give me one sec. I do like that Bruce Wayne a lot of just completely covered Mike's face. But I don't know. There's something about this one, in this Armory. I feel like the gadgets and stuff are presented better in this one. That's the one thing I will say about this set. I much prefer how the gadgets are presented. And the other thing that I like about this is it's actually like dimension-wise is pretty small. It's not a huge footprint for what it is. And that's kind of like the enticing thing about it. But for me, guys, the thing that's got me messed up is this right here. Because I've wanted a suited Bale Bruce Wayne for a while. There's been some good third-party options. There's been some like suit sets from Topo. But it's cool to finally see Hot Toys doing another one. Do I think it needed to be done in this fashion with the Armory and no, they could have just released it by itself and I would have been happy. So I'm kind of like being forced in a way, based on what I want in my collection to go for this Armory as well. Now with that being said, this Batman figure is the exact same one that comes with a clear Armory. So I probably will let that go to someone who wants it for a cheaper price so they don't have to get the Armory, or either one of the Armories, I should say. But yeah, the Bruce Wayne's cool. Now, do I think the head sculpt's perfect? I wouldn't say it's like a knock out of the park. But the kind of how the lips are shaped, I don't have an issue with that. That's a very Bale-like. That's a very Bale-like expression there. Could the forehead area and the cheeks be worked on a little bit? I think so. But it's a decent head sculpt. I don't think it's like mind-blowing, but I don't hate it. I like it enough, again, to want to get this figure, to want to get this Armory so I can secure this figure. I think it's cool. Not sure, again, not sure how I feel about having two Armories, just because, like, I was so set on that clear one and I had a spot laid out for it. But again, this Armory is pretty small, so I feel like I can make it work in my display. I understand, though, guys, if you have limited space, especially if you have DTOFs, like, you're going to have to make some decisions here. Or, you could be just like a crazy, Nolanverse fan and you're going to go for everything, which is totally understandable. But I don't know, anybody else in the panel, like, are any of you guys picking this one up? And I want to preface that by saying, if you're picking this up, do you also have the clear one on pre-order? Or were you considering the clear one and now you're like, I'll pass on the clear one because I already missed out on it, kind of, and I'll go for this one? Anybody? Mike, I'm sure you have thoughts to say about this one.
Chris, I think you mispronounced Chris's name. You said Mike.
Oh, that's right. We got to let Chris go first because he's going to yell. Chris, you have the floor.
Look, say it again.
See, he's put me at gunpoint, dude. That's crazy.
Wow.
All right.
Well, since Chris has no thoughts on this, what I want to say is that
my only thoughts are, I'm not getting it.
Cool. We'll keep it at that. Chris is not getting it. Chris, before you move on, we move on from you though, Chris, to see if anyone else has any additional.
It looks like he wants to bite me and suck blood, though. I will say
that.
he does. Honestly, like both of these sculpts are questionable, bro. Maybe it's a paint, maybe it's a lighting. You've heard a million different, I don't want to call them excuses, but possibilities.
Right.
But dude, Christian Bale is like a handsome man. He looks, even in The Dark Knight Rises, like even with a broken back in jail, he doesn't look this bad. Like, I don't know if they have recently seen the film or not, but I don't know why they just keep making him look like this gaunt, dying, ugly man. He is Batman. He is, especially in this film, he's at his peak,
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think, again, another cliche. I think in hand we're going to be happy. These are just poor pictures.
I do think it needs some updating. I mean, like even here, like I could see Bale in there, but again, like the cheeks look a little odd to me, and like the forehead. The hair looks nice. I'm happy with the hair.
Yeah.
And again, I don't have an issue with that like kind of duck face, like OG is saying. Right? It's very very common Bale expression there. It's just something about it is not quite right. I do agree with that. I think the suit looks very nice, though. I think it's nicely tailored.
It does.
Again, like...
So, am I the only other person? So, I have the clear one on order.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have that on order?
I do as well, and I think
You do
Lane
too, right.
might be about to secure a pre-order for that one, I think.
So, when they made this announcement, I saw it in the morning, and I was like, well, damn. First of all, I wasn't pissed. I was like... Yo, that's nothing to be pissed about. Like, they announced this. The other one hasn't even come out yet. It would have been worse if the other one came out, everybody got it, and 2 weeks later they announced this. That's different.
Yeah.
So, like, Hot Toys is taking kind of a risk here, right? Which is, like, cooler of them to do. They could have sat on this, but there's competition out there, right? So that plays a factor, too. They got the other one coming out. Like I said, they could have waited on it, sold all those units, and then released this one. So I think it's cool to announce this when they did.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. It does give people a chance to cancel if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And, like, not everybody pre-orders. A lot of people don't pre-order. And you'll be able to find it, I think, regardless if you really want it. But especially since a lot of people might like this one better and cancel the other ones that they've got on order. So, for me, everybody has a different... I mean, for every collector, there's like a different idea of what Batman is or should look like or is an optimal look, right? This Armory is like the Ralph Lauren Armory. Like it's not Batman to me. This is like just Bruce Wayne is a persona that, quite frankly, in the Batcave, you wouldn't see him as. So it doesn't fit like what I'm going for in a Batcave look. Whereas, even though we laugh at it, the CrossFit, my signature look with the legs and all that, like that is how I think you would see Batman, just like in some shorts and a t-shirt, like always ready to don the suit.
And it's so symbolic, right? That's such a because you're like, he is a man at the end of the day, and he's broken. The years of fighting have not been well to him. So that's part of the reason why I couldn't let that look go,
Yeah, and even if he's in like for lack of a better word, like the spandex pants, like that kind of like the suit that would fit underneath his bat suit, like that whole look. And also like the clear acrylic with the cooler blue lighting instead of the warmer yellow lighting. For me, that just suits like a Batcave look. So I'm happy to keep mine.
Yeah.
I do think, don't get me wrong, like this is a freaking beautiful set. It's just what you want your display to look like. And I want mine to look a little bit darker, a little bit more like lived in. And I think I can achieve that with the clear acrylic with dew-like texture.
Yeah, that honestly, I was about to say that too. Like, I love those water droplets on the side. I'm very curious to see what the final product looks like, but that prototype looked really nice. Like, I really.
So
like
here's
that.
the risk: you spend $600 on this versus $600 on that. This one, you've got like metallic painted look and appearance and all that. The risk for the other one, in my opinion, is like, does it look like a hunk of clear plastic at the end of the day?
Right. Is it convincing enough in person?
Is it correct?
Right. And those water droplets could make or break that. You know, they could look like crap and it looks fake, you know?
Yep. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm happy to keep mine.
Yeah. No, I mean, great points, dude. And again, I've been going back and forth. Steve and I actually were going back and forth, like, what should we do, man? What should we do? And I've kind of made my mind up what I'm going to do with it. I am going to pick up the inart one when they do it. I've decided. So again, if I keep my pre-order for this, which I think I will, I'll probably sell off the Batman to somebody who wants it, and then kind of have that space to have the inart Batman with this one. And if they do both, maybe I'll sell both. Who knows? By the way, guys, 68 people watching. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We very much appreciate it. If you haven't already, consider dropping a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd very much appreciate it. Big Dog Pound says, I actually like this Batman Armory set. I don't own one, but this might be it. It's funny because I feel like also kind of on that same, but I pre-ordered the clear armor. I feel like a lot of people who missed out on the clear armor are like, sweet, I'm glad that I did because I prefer this one. I saw a lot of people saying that they were glad that they waited, and you know, I'm kind of really understanding Mike's points on the clear armory because there's a lot of things to like about that one still. I think this one will probably be a bit more detail friendly though. So if you're kind of tighter on space, this one might make more sense. Just because it's a little bit smaller, it seems like. And what's up to everybody jumping in? And Cylon, I saw you pop in. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Flavio, talk to me, man. What are your thoughts on this, dude? And did you pre-order the clear armor? I know I think you said it, but I didn't catch what you said. But what are your thoughts, man?
So yeah, I never got to pre-order that Armory, the clear version. I just kind of was just sitting on it, waiting, and you know, it went blue screen, I think, or it just went waitlisted the one day, and I was like, damn. And I did sign up for the waitlist, but
right.
I personally just wanted an Armory in my collection.
You didn't care which one. You're like, dude, just give me an Armory.
Before this one was announced, I didn't care. You know what I mean? So
now, okay, I see what you're saying.
Choices, it's like I really don't know still at this point, just because Mike, he brings out really good points that I never really paid attention to it in that
right. So he paints it in a different light, right? Because it's like that's not like face value stuff. Face value is like I said, I prefer how the weapons are displayed on this one versus the clear armory. Mike's like, well, I prefer it because of this, because and that makes it puts it in a different light, and it's good to look at.
I'm happy to hear you say that because I felt like it came off as a dick. So
I don't think so.
It's good. It's good to hear other people's perspective, just to get kind of it helps other people make their.
It gets the juices flowing.
If they're actually thinking the same way as you, or if they're that makes more sense in that aspect, and that made me make my decision on what I really.
And ultimately, there is no right or wrong.
No, there isn't.
It's just our opinions anyway. So
yeah,
right. Personally, if it was up to me, and if I had the cash flow, I would get both of them. If I could, and if I had the space, but space wise, I don't think it's feasible for me, just because I really don't want to have two armories if I can choose not to, you know what I mean? So before this one was announced, I definitely wanted that clear one, just because I wanted an armory, like I was saying. It looks great, with the LED lights, the dew-like effect, like you were saying. I really love how they.
I like how we keep quoting that.
I like how they kind of like when they announced that, they made it like.
But that was the shit when you first saw it. Like, damn, that looks cool.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it doesn't look cheap, dude, because it's really cool looking.
That's how it looks in the movie, and it looks great.
Texture. You have to do that every single time you say it now.
But yeah, you were saying that the footprint of that one compared to this one, it's a lot wider, right?
Yeah, when you fully open it, it's like if you look at the here. Let me see if I can find a photo of it, like them just standing in front of it. It's look, it's not that big. It's actually pretty small. Like, right. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks pretty badass closed too. Like you really can't go wrong.
It kind of reminds me of like almost like a. How do I say it? Almost like a police arsenal. Almost
exactly like it's like you can imagine like
room.
Right, like Commissioner Gordon somehow got a hold of one of Batman's suits and he's got it stored in the PD. Like
it'd be funny. Like some people hate this. I don't mind sometimes like mixing universes. Like if you throw John Wick in here, Bruce Wayne showing him around or something like that.
Damn.
Like there's this, it'd be cool.
Or like
it's an introduction to the Armory.
I would put like Alex Murphy with it. That would be cool too. Like
that'd be great, dude. Do you get more items in it? Like I want to know now.
I feel like you.
I think the definitive choice, if you're going to go for one or the other, is like
compared.
Do they both come with nunchucks? Because this one has nunchucks. Like I didn't even know Batman had.
That's a deciding
I've been
factor.
reading Batman since I was like 7 years old. I've never seen him use nunchucks. I don't know if anyone else has, but like he comes with nunchucks, dude. Like,
dude, he's got a lot of cool. I feel like this one probably has more stuff, but I could be lying. Also, I noticed there's like a. It's interesting. There's like a plug in the hand there. It's covering it up.
Exactly. This one doesn't have the wrist connected to it, which kind of makes it look more realistic in a way, right? Like
It's sick. It is. It's a hard. The more I look at them both, I'm like, that's a tough choice between the two because I feel like the lighting is just so incredible in that clear one. Like you said, it's more of that cool white, and it just has that. It pops right. This is more of like you got it in the back, and you could just see it's got that like ambient lighting there in the back. But dude, when it's closed, man, that's cool.
It looks really awesome.
Dope.
I mean, what's really annoying? Sideshow took down the original pictures. So all they have now
doing that? It's getting
I don't know. So
bro.
It's like they want you to buy the other one, the clear one.
Show us everything, right?
There's no pictures.
Yeah, it's just the updated photos. That's all it is. It's literally just like the updated post. They just swapped. And
I hate that.
You have to go to Big Bad. Big Bad still has the old ones up.
Right.
Like you can find them, but I just hate when they do that because I was trying to go to Sideshow and just really do a side by side.
Yeah,
and you can't do it.
I don't like that they took out the zoom effect on Sideshow too. Like you can't zoom in on any of their
Sideshow needs to, bro. They need to update how you look at their photo. It is the worst. And then if you use Google to like zoom in, it zooms out at a certain point. So it's like
travesty.
Absolute Sideshow. You got all this money, man. We love you. Please update your website so you can look at photos. So we could do stuff like this, right? We could do stuff like this so we can see the photos because I got to pull up the Hot Toys page. And, lately Hot Toys, they sometimes delete final product photos 4 or 5 times of a certain figure. When you go to look at the photos. What figure was that? They just deleted like 4 or 5 times. They deleted the photos. Oh, I can't remember which one. It was recent.
Yeah, did they ever put the Obi-Wan back up?
That's who it was. It was the Commando Obi-Wan. They deleted the photos like 4 or 5 times. Like, bro, what are you doing?
What are you embarrassed? You're the next day you released another figure with the same head sculpt. What are you hiding? Yeah, they put up the photos and Howard's like, God damn it! He looks at one of the photos and the head's like this, so they had to take him down. The one thing and another thing that I was really disappointed about when I saw this is why did you not give us another Alfred, bro? That's a figure I've been watching on eBay forever to try to find a cheap one. And then I haven't bought it because I'm like, oh, maybe they'll make another one. And I promise you, when I saw this was announced, I immediately started looking for the Alfred. I'm dead ass. That's the first thing I did. I'm scrolling through the photos. I'm trying to find pictures of Alfred. And I was like, no way. They didn't. Come on, bro. Michael Caine Alfred. He is that dude. Like,
I mean, I think they're just gonna milk, this trilogy, until they can't anymore. But, it is weird why they didn't include him, with this one when the 1.0 did. But something tells me that he's coming somewhere else, or just I don't know if there's a need for him to be just a single release, like by himself. But it's a possibility that they, maybe pair him up with. I don't know, dude.
I'm even cool with. Like Alfred in a sweater. I think that's what he was wearing. In that final scene where he's got the newspaper and they're in Paris and the newspaper comes down. Like having him at the table, dude. Like,
do you think they could pair him with Lucius Fox?
That'd be fire. That'd be really
just a double pack and get.
That's another one. Like we get another Lucius. Like if you're going back and doing Armory's Hot Toys, giving us this redone DX19 again. Like where's
us the cell phone diorama wall?
I know, dude.
I think that this is the context in which people complaining about 2.0s does really make a lot of sense when you talk about, because in general, as a newer collector, 2.0s are great, right? Gives you
absolutely. Like Darth Maul, dude. That's a
Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's
excellent. But so like on the Star Wars side, as primarily a Star Wars guy, they're giving me, yes, Darth Maul 2.0, but plenty of other characters.
They're spoiling us, dude.
Whereas for Batman, it is so narrow. Like the Batman only has the Batman figure. This franchise here only has, they're not making the villains, right? They're 2.0 in the Armory. So I really try to be fair and see both sides of it. And this is I think people have a great argument. It's like, give me a Roz, give me some other stuff. Like, it's great that newer collectors like me get a crack at this, but the older collector should also be able to broaden this collection of, the Dark Knight series.
I agree. I totally agree. And real quick, big shout out to Gio, the movie canon, for becoming a Hot Toys Hotline member. Thank you so much, my friend, for becoming a Hotline hero. By the way, guys, I was talking to Mike earlier, and I was like, dude, I need to come up with a good name for my channel members as a whole, or my channel, I should say my viewers as a whole. You got the Evil Empire if you're a fan of Evil Sneaker. You've got the Wolf Pack if you're talking. But I don't have a name for my people. And then Mike's over here. Mike's over here telling me to call you guys the Hotline Hotties. I'm like, bro, I will get bullied off the platform. I'm like, I will get bullied off the platform.
Can we have a vote? Wait, Connor, if you make a poll and it wins, can we
I can't disrespect my people like that.
How is this disrespectful? Give the people what they want.
Why not just call them the Hotliners?
The Hotliner.
The Hotliners.
Well, you already called like your membership hero.
But now we have hero and superhero, so I need a universal name for everyone, man.
The Hotline Blings.
Bro. You think I haven't thought of that, dude? It sucks. It sucks, dude.
Why not?
Hotline Hotties.
The Hot Toys Hotliners. There you go.
I know Chris is with me on Hotline Hotties.
Oh, stop, guys! Please, people in the chat, suggest something else, man.
Dude, drop a poll. Maybe you'll.
No, so then it's just what should you be the Hotline Hotties and everybody's gonna vote yes, and then I'm stuck.
He knows Hottie's gonna win. That's why. Exactly.
Hotline Hotties, bro. Come on now. Anyways, Beskar says they did the same thing for the 501st Legion Trooper. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of correlations between lines right now. That's for sure, bro. It's not that funny, dude. Leave me alone, bro.
Stevie Weeby says the keys.
The what? The key, bro. I get the joke. Like, it's a Drake joke. I get it, dude. The Hot Toys dial tones. Of course, Chunker would say Hotline Hotties. There's something wrong with y'all,
bro. You could even have like an intro to your channel. The whole.
How's it going, Hotties? Like, is that what I'm gonna say at the beginning of my videos? Like, D'Lo, what's up? By the way, what's up, D'Lo? All you gotta do is talk about the Wolf Pack, and he's here. Great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. He's telling me to see, bro. Like, you're enabling this Hotline Hotties thing, and then if I have to do it, it's just gonna be embarrassing every time I say it, man.
It's stuck here.
Now, y'all are about to start the Kendrick beef stuff. Come on, man. But yeah, guys, back to. See, I'm saying guys. Notice I didn't say, "Hey, hotties." We're going back to the Armory talk.
All right, hotties, let's talk some.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. It doesn't sound right. Dang, Lane, that's the old school in the Hotline Clompers. Ekwan's the one that always remembers that. He will never forget that ever.
He doesn't let me forget.
He doesn't. Lane, before we move on to Catwoman,
remember what Chunker said? I
don't think I want to look. After that, okay. I'm not. You guys are ridiculous, man. Lane, I want to ask you this, Lane. Brick, I'm refunding you, dude. I'm refunding you. Now, I appreciate you, Brick, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Brick. That's very kind of you. Brick says, call the members Hotline hotcakes. Bro, I mean, I do like pancakes. Those are my favorite breakfast food. But, bro, I don't.
We got
somebody.
Hotcakes over hotties.
Look, Brick. Just because you donated $5, dude, this doesn't mean that this is the winner. But thank you so much, Brick. I appreciate it. Hotline hotcakes.
You got someone else to say hello to now.
Yeah, I like hotcakes.
I'm going to disagree with Mike on this one. I'm sorry, but the hotties and the hot takes need to go to the.
Thank you, Lane. For once, I'm agreeing with Lane. Thank you.
That's the idea, like the comic script that goes into the editor's top drawer, and then you can just forget
the
about
Hotline Laners. How about that?
No.
The Hotline Midnight Collectors is this old name.
Yeah.
Hotline Madness.
OG Fan, a new member. Well, OG Fan is one of the best members. OG Fan at this point, OG, you're probably good for 2 years, dude. OG, thank you so much, my friend. And OG also dropping a member for 5 months. OG, you are too kind. You guys are like incredibly kind tonight. Thank you so much. You guys are always incredibly kind, not just tonight. But OG asked, when did Superhero become available? I think it's probably been like 2 streams now. I think I introduced the Super, because I was like, what's the next up from hero but a superhero, right? Because you're a hero, you're just a hero, right? But what's the difference between a hero and a superhero, right? Thank you so much, OG. You're too generous, my friend. And thank you for being a superhero. OG, if anyone's a superhero, it's you. But you're Batman, right? Because Batman's the best superhero, not Superman. Gotcha. Bro, Chunker is on something tonight. I'm not reading your comments anymore. I'm done with you. He says the Hotline cheeked up hotties. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Brick. Bro, you just donated for something else, dude. Hotline operators.
You're not going to escape any of this tonight, bro.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, Lane, guys, feel free to drop all your suggestions, and I'll read them here and there. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But we're having fun. Lane. So,
yeah.
Considering you were, very recently looking at that clear Armory, seeing this one now, has your opinion been swayed one way or the other? Like, where are you sitting with the Armory right now? I should say the Armories.
Yeah, see, the thing is, they're even similar pricing, so it's not even like one is like way more expensive, even like $10 more than the other one.
Yeah.
I probably am leaning more towards the clear, because I think it's more, though, in 2025. I'm like just being overrun by Star Wars hot toys.
So you just want to get it out of the way now. You're like, perfect timing. Have a little bit of an opening.
I don't. We'll see. I don't know exactly. I do kind of like this one better. I like the updates to the suit, but I like the updates to the other suit with the clear too. I mean, I think both. I like my DX19. I think you sold yours, right?
Well, it's on the docket. It hasn't sold yet, but yeah. So if anyone's looking for a DX19, I got you on a cheap price.
Because I'm considering maybe selling mine to help go towards one of these, just because I want the more improved suit. But I really like this one. Like you said, I think the suit Bruce Wayne is kind of, because that's actually like a figure, rather than even that's maybe the one thing. If the workout suit, kind of workout look with the knee brace of doom.
Yeah, it's like the Nike advertisement.
Where that one, if it was actually a figure and not basically like the Hot Toys version. If it wasn't like basically the Hot Toys version of the Kojin like Batman, but like, hey, here's a statue and we want you to spend extra on this like statue.
Dude, yeah, the Kojin stuff really throws me off, dude. I'm not on board with that.
Well, hey, that for 1/6 scale collectors, that was Kojin putting the price for that helped sell probably more of these. Just because
we had that discussion too. We're like, dude, are you going to spend thousands on this, or are you going to spend, $600 doesn't look so bad now for that clear Armory.
Well, now it's the exact same one basically, for unless you're going life size Queen Batman Armory with the life size Batman to go alongside it. I like the Bruce Wayne better here, but honestly, I myself do not care so much about the Bruce Wayne so much. I'm much more about I care about the Batman at the end of the day, and Bale is Batman. So I'm kind of going either way. Honestly, I probably would get the clear just because I don't want to have to wait another year and a half for this thing to come out. But we don't know when the clear. It's not like it was in the upcoming release, so it could be a while before that one pops up yet.
Hey, Lane. Can I ask you, as somebody that's like more focused on the Batman rather than Bruce Wayne, what do you think of this cowl? Because I have some like strong opinion about the mouth.
The mouth being open. What is it? I forget. Is the cowl open for the? Is the mouth open on at least on the clear one? I forget. I haven't looked at it.
Well, I just meant like the way it's cut out. But to your point, I think you're only getting one mouth plate with this, if that's what you're talking about. But I meant the new reshaping of the cowl opening.
Oh,
to me, it looks nothing. Right. It's wrong. Yeah,
it doesn't look like Bale
like
at all.
Yeah,
doesn't look like Bale at all.
I mean, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as that Batman from Flash movie, which is supposed to be bad. Like it doesn't look anything like him.
Right.
But I don't. The cowl I don't love. I would probably say of the Batman, like with the Batman head sculpt look and everything, I actually like the clear one better, which might be an important decision maker. I think I might like the sculpt better on this one because, as was talked about, we did the clear one. Is that it is? I mean, it makes him look like Batman Chula because he's so vampire looking. But it's one of those things. What I care about with these is I care about more about the Batman in the fold than in the actual cowl and stuff. Than I care about Bale's head sculpt on it or something. If I was buying the J&D statue for like $2,400, that's a different story.
Lane,
I want both to be fabulous.
It's funny, Lane, because I'm a very big proponent of if there's a head sculpt, I'm going to use it. Batman's my one exception. I always have him in the cowl. I just much prefer the cowl. It's his whole identity, right? I got to have him in the cowl.
You know me, as I've completely told you, for like say all the clones, like all the Bad Batch and stuff, which all have the really good head sculpts. I attach them for when I'm doing an unboxing, and then they go back and it's the helmet all the time, even on my Mandos. I don't use any of the head sculpts ever. I'm all about the helmeted look and what have you.
I'm a head sculpt connoisseur. I love the head sculpts.
Now that Spider-Man that we were talking about, that might be a different thing. I could see myself kind of being in your thing too, because that Holland one is so good. But
that one's like you can't keep that in the box, right, or in a bin or whatever.
You at least need to switch it out every once in a while. It's not like you just put it in the box.
You're assuming we're not lazy collectors, Lane.
Yeah,
Flavio, you seem like a set it and forget it type of guy like me, right? No, I repose occasionally. I do repose.
Yeah, I repose occasionally, but
there's the easy thing too. Just stick it in the case, like right next to the figure.
Right. Well,
It out every once in a while.
Right, just so it's in arm's reach. You're like, I guess I could repose it.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I'll never take this Batman out of the armory. So he's always going to be in there. So that's why this head sculpt has the most importance of any head sculpt for a figure I have, because every other one has either a cool helmet I can throw on there. If I'm dissatisfied with a head sculpt for any of my other figures, I've got a really cool alternative. I don't for this one. I've got a guy in a suit that I don't think looks good with that head sculpt, or I've got a guy in a power pose that I don't like the head sculpt of, and I would never buy a statue that I didn't like the head sculpt of. That's my problem. That's what I'm nervous about with this.
I'm very nervous about the salad fingers Bruce Wayne and what he's going to look like. Did they fix the the fused hands and everything? I'm very nervous about that one because
AI hands.
Yeah. Right, yeah, like the poor texture smoothing on the hand. Yeah, I mean, so anything could happen with that one, right? Like I don't know.
See, I'm kind of
I can't hide it
because that's the one where I'm trying to figure out which one I want to go with. I think ultimately I want to go with this one just because. I've been wanting a suited Bruce Wayne. Like I was going to go the Topo route for a long time.
It was smart of him to do the suited Bruce Wayne again because that's how they got me. Because at first I was like, I'm cool with the clear one, and then I was like, no, I need that Bruce Wayne because I have the Mars toys. I've been getting all of their figures, and he's doing suited Bruce Waynes. He's working on all this stuff, so it's like I know he's going to do a suited version of all the classic Batman. So I'm like, I got to have this one suited as well. So,
but between these two armories here, the one thing that I was talking about before is the clear one. The whole suit just goes in there. So my thought process with that originally was, well, I'll get the new suit, take that out of the armory, and stick my DX-19 in there.
That's it. Literally exactly what I was gonna do, and then my plans changed.
Yeah. But with this version, if you look at it, they want you to peg in the suit into like ball joint pegs in the Armory and take the
I
boots
saw
off. So you can't really do that with this one. So you're gonna have to use this figure and the suited one, and then have your DX19, take the pegs off and stick it in there if it fits. But
if it even works,
if it even works. So that's the only thing that I'm torn with compared to the clear one. But I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the price point for this one's a little bit cheaper than the clear one. You get an actual posable figure compared to, that power pose, Bruce Wayne. Even though that one is cool too, though, like you were saying, Mike, with the brace, and it kind of really like solidifies how he would be. But I do like the Playboy businessman.
I know, and it's
Right.
a figure. It's a
Right,
figure.
like-
You're getting more for your money.
Like, I'm going to show up to the meeting and, I have a huge stake in this company, but I don't really give a shit about it because I'm doing other things. Like you got to have that look, right?
Yeah.
That's,
That makes sense. It makes sense.
but I just don't, I don't know if, like, the head sculpt, the Bruce Wayne head sculpt per se, I don't think it's too much of a difference from the other version too. I think it, like we were saying, we're speculating lighting and all of this and that. I think it does have to do with lighting, but ultimately when we get them in hand, each version, they will be significantly different, or have a touch of a difference, because
He'll be a little grayer in the hair and stuff, and the
something.
rises.
Something. I think the skin texture or the paint applications for this one compared to the other one are going to have a stark difference, just because they would want. That's how they get you with buying each version. You know what I mean? They're not going to. I mean, they've done it in the past where they reused head sculpts, but for this, I don't think they will.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I will say, like, people mentioning Patrick Bateman multiple times in the chat. I still think my favorite, like, officially licensed Bale sculpt has been that iconic Patrick Bateman. I think they just did such a good job at nailing it. Like,
so good.
Super young. Yeah, that super young Patrick Bateman, or Christian Bale, and they just did such a good job on it. So I don't know if anything's going to top that for me, but I'm really hopeful to see what Inart does, because they're going to be doing this. They've already said that they're working on this Batman, so we'll see. I think it's time, though, guys, right? I think we're going to move on from Batman to another Batman universe character, but a very, very special announcement. Very special announcement. And who would have thought this week we would get an announcement from Jazz Inc. An announcement from Jazz Inc., guys. That's right. Jazz Inc. has done a 6-scale figure in the past. As far as I know, I'm not the most knowledgeable about their previous products, because I haven't ever bought from them. But I think Vulture's the only 1/6-scale figure that they've done. Yep. They've done plenty of 1/6-scale vehicles. But they did do a Vulture, and that was selling for a pretty penny until all those third-party companies all just decided to announce one at the same time. And Hot Toys was acting like they're about to announce one, and that never happened. But guys, without further ado, let me start the video. This is only a 2-minute video. I have some photos as well. But I have it muted in the background, but I'll try to explain to you, because I'm sure you guys don't want to listen to the audio. But so yeah, Jazz Inc. has officially entered the 1/6-scale licensed figure market, and what a banger to start off the figures with. A Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman from '92 Batman Returns. This is one that I think is probably one of the most highly requested figures when it comes to Batman in a long time. I mean, especially you can look at the Mars Toys page. Every post, where's the Pfeiffer Catwoman? Where's the Pfeiffer Catwoman? Because Mars is working on as well, a third-party version. And then Yost in the beginning of this video was saying that upon the announcement of the Eternal Toys one, he felt it was a good time to announce this, because he's been working on it behind the scenes for a long time. I believe the person that he's working with on this one, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat again, like especially the custom stuff. I'm not the most versed with it, but I think it was Sean Dabbs, I think was the gentleman that works on the sculpts here. So that's who he's working with for the sculpts. And obviously this is the battle damaged, my favorite look for Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, the battle damage with the hair sticking out. Absolutely incredible look. In this video, Yost talks about doing 2 different versions for this figure. So, of course, there's going to be a standard version and a battle damage version. And you know, guys, I've told you in the past, you know, Jazz Inc. I never had anything against them. I thought they made awesome stuff, but the vehicles were just at a price point where, with the amount of 6-scale figures I buy, I just can't keep up with it. It's just too much for me. And when I heard the price that they're shooting for these figures, I was very, very happy, excited, and very impressed, because Yost says he's shooting for a price tag of $250 to $300 per figure, and then you'll get a bit of a discount if you buy the 2-pack. So right in line with Hot Toys on pricing. If, in fact, with a 2-pack could be a little bit cheaper. Very, very pleasantly surprised about that pricing. That doesn't price me out whatsoever. I'm all in for this, guys. I'm still going to be probably picking up the Mars Toys one as well, because he's also doing a bunch of different head sculpts. But like this battle damage sculpt here again, I think it looks awesome. I think the likeness to Michelle Pfeiffer is very much there. And again, this is obviously showcasing work of the person that's working on the head sculpts. And I think this looks great. I can't wait to see the final product. We're going to get obviously official prototype photos probably sooner than later. But this is looking really good. Yost did also say that he's working on possibly doing metal claws as well. Because if you guys have seen the film, you know that she kind of fashioned these claws herself, and they're very crude. And he said he's going to try to do them in die cast. You can see he's kind of talking about it here in this video. I think that he's just showcasing it here, what they look like and what he's going for. Yeah, you can see there's some 1-to-1 scale gloves there, just showing off what he's aiming for with this. But
like, did Tim Burton direct this movie or what?
Right, yeah, very,
like...
very. Was that Edward Scissorhands? I mean, guys, how exciting is this? I mean, for me, again, I don't want to. I want to give you guys a chance to talk, but for me, the moment I saw this, this is like the most exciting thing for me in a while, and I'm very happy that I finally am able to give Jazz Inc. a chance, because I've never purchased anything from them before. Because again, the vehicles just weren't in my price range for what I was willing to spend. With all the figures that I buy at the same time, it's just not sustainable for me. But I'm really, really excited for this, guys. Like, I can't believe we're getting an officially licensed Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. With that being said, I want to jump to you, Flavio, because I feel like you have some skin in the game on this one, if you will. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it, because I know you're real into Batman. Dude, is this on your radar, man? And what are your thoughts on Jazz Inc. jumping in, man? They're jumping in with a really strong one, a very sought-after, officially licensed figure with the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, dude. So I'm kind of like you. You know, I've never really, you know, I've always seen Jazz Inc., you know, there, but I've never really given them a chance, just because, you know, like you said, it's just not sustainable for me, just for the amount of figures that, you know, I get in. But just like you, man, this might be the first swing at it for me here, you know, just depending on how everything goes, how everything turns out. I think it's going to be a hit. Compared to, you know, their first figure, like we were saying, which was that, you know, Vulture. I don't know if that was licensed, though. I don't think it was.
Wasn't. No, it wasn't.
But when it came out, you know, I know a lot of people were very excited about that, but I don't think it aged the best. But this right here, man, this is money. Like, this is what we've been asking for I don't know, God knows how long. You know what I mean? Give us, you know, 89, 92 love right here, man. And it's just
all day, man.
It's finally happening, you know. And just the fact that it's, you know, officially licensed, like Pfeiffer's backing this is, you know, gonna actually turn out to be, you know, I think a well-polished finished product here. I'm very excited with the previews and promos that he showed us so far already. I know No Use is very big on community engagement as well. I know he takes a very long time with, you know, the way that a product comes out, just because, you know, they revise and revision, you know, what a lot of people in the community are saying, you know, compared to, you know, stills from the movie and, you know, conceptual artwork and stuff like that. So I'm super excited for this, man. I very well might, you know, put my money down for this one, just because I don't really know what's going to happen. You know, the biggest thing with this announcement seemed like he wasn't ready to pull his card on this, and Eternal Toys kind of made him do so.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like it certainly seems like he's been like kind of working on it in the background, but from what I've seen, it seems like he kind of jumped in a little bit earlier than he normally likes to when he's talking about something like this in terms of where he is in the project. But I think it's good timing, and I think, you know, people who were considering pre-ordering the Eternal Toys one, I think it's a favor to them as well, because they're like, okay, hold up, Jazz Inc.'s doing one, let me wait, you know, because the Eternal Toys one, you know, it's not the best in my opinion. There's a lot that goes into this suit, the materials, the proportions. There's a lot more. It might be kind of a basic looking outfit, but there's a lot that goes into it. So yeah.
So that's for me with this announcement. You know, it's very imminent that, you know, the '89 Batman from Hot Toys is coming out. You know, you have what is that J&D statue, that third scale statue that they did with this as well.
Yeah,
we're seeing Eternal Toys do this. We're seeing, you know, Jazz Inc. do this now. So I don't know. It's something tells me that this is pushing the card for Hot Toys to do this, and they're just, you know, gonna smack us in the face with an artisan one, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I might just be dreaming. But
they have to be thinking about return stuff. I mean, and even like the '89 Batmobile, it came with a little turnstile thing that was only seen in Batman Returns.
Right.
So it's like they could technically be like, surprise, you know.
I don't think it's too far off, but I just don't know when it'll happen. You know, the fact that he, you know, I'm not saying he's a small company, but a way smaller company than Hot Toys, obviously.
Right,
You know,
which is part of the reason why his stuff is so expensive. He does it in smaller runs, and it costs a lot for him to do. So yeah,
right. So if he was able to obtain the license, you know what I mean? I mean, I know he has the Warner Brothers license as well, but the fact that he was able to obtain the license and, you know, get Pfeiffer to back this is what's giving me hope that Hot Toys, you know, has this in the bag, and they're just waiting for a rainy day. But dude, this is amazing. You know, the artists that he's working with, a lot of the stuff that we've seen, you know, them show in this video, it's not to be taken lightly. You know, the guy's done some good work, you know. So it just, for me, it just really entails on the quality of the suit, the longevity of the suit. He's talking about, you know, a full seamless body under that as well.
Right.
So is it bespoke? Is it going to be like a specifically, you know, designed body that he's making for this? Or is he just going out Fison route, TB League route, something that's close enough to Michelle Pfeiffer's physique, and then, you know, cover that up with a very detailed suit? I just want to see how the actual figure itself operates.
That's the biggest question, and the material is the biggest question too, because it's like, that's a very difficult material to get right, and to get in a material that's not going to fall apart over time, which I'm sure is like top of his list, which, you know, same thing for Mars Toys. I know he's been working on it for a while, so I'm very curious to see the material too, and like the seamless body, like you said, like how's it going to pose? How's the material going to move with the body? Like, I'm very curious to see how that all works out.
Yeah, you would just think that, like, you know, if he does leather, it's not going to be able to articulate that much because it's going to be super thick. So if he goes the pleather route, you know, cracking is susceptible right there. You're already just going to
I'm hoping it's like a synthetic material, if anything.
Right.
Like, not like, you know, a synthetic.
Like a vinyl or something like.
Right, because, you know, if it's pleather, and which I don't think it will, I think Yost has enough of a head on his shoulders to know that people will not be happy about that.
Right.
He's been doing great leaps when it comes to his quality and stuff, from what I've been told. So I feel like he's definitely going to focus on that first and foremost, to make sure the head sculpts are good, which, you know, we have some comments here about the head sculpts, and also that the material is correct, because it's very important. Very, very important. More important than you could ever know. Because again, you look at the Eternal Toys one, and I don't see that one surviving the test of time. I just, there's something about it. Something about it looks off to me.
Right. But the head sculpt, I mean, you know, they look great. You know, you got 3 different face plates, like he was saying. The price point as well, competitively, you know, very, very competitive, you know, because if they're going to give you the quality that he's saying, all the, you know, accuracy with, you know, die cast claws as well, I think this is gonna, you know, rack up a lot of sales for him for sure. So I think this is a very good, good announcement just for the community as a whole. I think, you know, the ones that benefit the most are us, you know, the collectors. We've been asking
more
for this.
options, right? I mean,
yeah. And hopefully this, you know, this pushes for him to maybe say, hey, this went so well. Let's go out and do the Penguin too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and I believe in the past he's mentioned also having interest in doing a Arnold Mr. Freeze.
Oh man.
Which, you know,
the
Dragon Toys one's
good too. It was okay. It looked good from pictures. Let me rephrase that.
Dude, I don't know, man. That one.
You didn't like it?
No, dude. So I'm very snobby when it comes to Mr. Freeze because Arnold Mr. Freeze is just such a fun rendition of the character, and I love Mr. Freeze in the Arkham games is also one of my favorite characters. So I'm like,
yeah,
dude, they got to get it right, and that shiny silver wasn't there on that third party. Like the proportions were really stubby and weird. And granted, like it's a very difficult suit to do, very difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't think if Yost does Mr. Freeze, I don't think it's going to be a $300 figure because that's a very complicated figure. It's going to have like all that crazy lighting and everything, and that's going to be an expensive one. But depending on how good it is and the price range, I'd be interested because. Yeah, that Dragon Toys one, I mean, you know, and that's no disrespect to anyone that has it in their collection. Just for me, I saw it and I was like, nah, dude, I can't. But the So-So Toys, like the pajama look, it's actually pretty decent looking. It's not great, but it's pretty decent looking. I think a lot of people would be happy with that one. Yeah, it's cool to see stuff like that coming out, though. Gio says, I was going to get the Mars version, but I'll wait for this instead. Yeah, I think right now a lot of people are being kind of swayed in this direction because of this surprise announcement from Jazz Inc. Like I said, I'll probably still get the Mars Toys one as well, but that one hasn't even been announced yet, so we just got to wait and see. Lane, you know, being that Michael Keaton is the best Batman, does this Michelle and I know you're a fan of Michelle Pfeiffer, Lane. I think you, for some reason, I feel like you said that Anne Hathaway is your favorite. I could be wrong.
She is my favorite.
Okay, so with that being said, with Anne Hathaway being your favorite, would this figure interest you? Knowing that the price point is actually like in Hot Toys price range, like would you be interested in either or both versions?
Honestly, probably not. I like the character, but if I was like going to buy one of her, it probably would have been the J&D statue. That was one I actually kind of considered, but I decided not to. This is one of those things where it's just about what's coming once a scale and applying funds, and my stuff is DK Dark Knight trilogy. That's what I'll buy figure friendly for. I'm getting 89 Batman. I'll get a Nicholson Joker like in a heartbeat if like that pops up. But I'm not as big for like getting if they did a Penguin, you know, Danny DeVito Penguin or Catwoman. Now, Hot Toys did an artisan one of her that had like the actual like, you know, torn mask, like head sculpt or something like this one is going to attempt to do. Because that's literally no one else, statue or otherwise, has tried to actually do that, which is what a lot of people want from the end of the movie, how she looked. Yeah. So, and I'm still going to take a look at this one when it, you know, finally we see out, you know, an actual figure of it, because I'm still I'm still unsold on Jazz Inc until I actually see the figure and everything like that actually like produced and stuff, so we can see a prototype of it. So I'm not going to dismiss it, but I'm not going to go all crazy for it either until I actually see it. But I'm like that for anything.
Yeah, you know, I'm just like, you know, I don't think one way or the other with Jazz Inc because I've never owned any of their products. So it's like the hardest thing to resist was that 2022 Batmobile because it is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just I couldn't muster the funds, man. It's just they're products that are just, and I'm happy to admit that. Sometimes you got to admit it's out of your price range. And you guys know I buy a lot of figures, and you know, you're spending all this money on figures, you got to sacrifice some things. So it's like if Hot Toys ever does that 2022 Batmobile, I could afford that versus, you know, the 2000.
Well, it's like you had to make that decision with the 89 Batmobiles. I'm probably going to say I think that
right. So I went for the Hot Toys one, and obviously the Jazz Inc one has more features, the sizing's more accurate, all that stuff. The Hot Toys one was just much more in my price range for and also space wise, like I'm a little bit glad that it's a little smaller.
Bigger.
So
yeah, they're both monstrous, but that one's more monstrous.
Right. So the Jazz Inc one's even bigger. So I'm like, it's kind of a silver lining. It's my coping mechanism for having the inferior version is, but it's a little smaller.
Now, this being said, I think this figure is going to, I mean, the thing is, the Nate Meister is the master of sacrificing like blood and kidneys and everything else for all his stuff.
Would you wear these boots, Lane?
Yeah, fuck no. I don't know.
It's like Patrick from SpongeBob when he's dangling. Patrick, and he's like dangling from the ceiling.
I'm on it.
That's great.
I'm on it, and he's like, Patrick, are you all right?
Lane, come on.
Oh, that's funny, man.
That was great.
Go ahead. Sorry, Lane. I don't want to imagine you in those boots, but I was just curious. I had to. I did throw that.
There you go. Your PG rating.
Yeah, there it goes.
You're allowed one F-bomb.
That's true. It's we just not in the first. What was it? First 5 minutes they'll demonetize or whatever that 15 crap was.
15 seconds or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It was even sooner. Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah. No, but this. I just think the figure itself, I think, is going to be good. It just there's, as you would say, there's so much competition. Is Inart going to do one of this at some point? Which, I mean, that's a problem. Sometimes though, you'll make yourself bananas with some of these what if this, that, or the other thing. Sometimes if you're really interested in it, you just got to go and get it if you really want it. Because if you're worrying about a year or two from now, some other company, and Flavio's got both probably kind of something stupid because he's got a facial expression on there. Brother. But you just.
Anyway. I'm listening, Lane. I'm listening.
I know. I just want to. I want to punch you in the side. You're right now. But anyway, so I do think though overall with this figure though that I think it's going to be good. Like, but how much is it going to be if they are able to follow through?
Well, yeah, right. That's an estimated price, but he did say $250 to $300, and then he said with the 2-pack that he'll give a little bit of a discount. So instead of paying $600, if let's say they're both $300, maybe it'll be $550, $575, $585. Who knows? Something in that range.
But this is their first one, so we got to see how it comes out. I mean, this is just we have other manufacturers that have at least put out some stuff, So, but I think I'm willing to give Jazz Inc the benefit of the doubt that they'll do a decent job with it.
I agree. Yeah, I'm totally on board with this. I'm excited to see what else they do. And again, I understand like a lot of people are commenting on the middle expression, and I was looking through a bunch of screen grabs of Michelle Pfeiffer throughout the film, and I do see where they got this like very neutral mouth from, and it's kind of like that like sassy like stuck up look to me, and I don't have an issue with it. Like, and some people are commenting on the likeness. I could see where they could say like the likeness needs to be adjusted a little bit, and that's just I think they're mostly basing that off of the painted sculpts that we've seen from the artist. So I understand that, but I think the good thing is, and Flavio kind of brought this up earlier, Yost is very good about getting feedback from the community, and he makes changes based on like, the majority feedback, meaning like if a lot of people say like this needs to be changed, he's like, okay, let me take a look at that. And he got kind of an overwhelming response on these photos that we're looking at here with the high heels and all that stuff. Sorry, I was just looking at Flavio when I said that. I'm like, I can't.
Is anybody else curious to see how they pull off these mouth plates? Because like those expressions really change the shape of like a thin leather cowl like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at it and I'm like, they don't even, especially with she's got such high defined cheekbones that really would move this material.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because he's not like, if he does, if fully, accurate the suit, he's not going to just make that part sculpted, right? You would think that that's going to be.
Yeah. This piece here under the eyes has to flex,
right? Like a flexible material, so it could react to that shaping of the cheeks. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm just wondering how natural you can get it to look. The more extreme you go with an expression, with those kind of cheekbones that she has and all,
Never thought of that.
So
that's a good point. And yes, Gio, Walken was very creepy in that role, dude. But he did a great job, to be fair. He played that role well. Pedro asked, would y'all buy the 1200 silicone, 1200, I guess it's more than that, huh? No. J&D's price points, no.
Out of my league.
Not for me. Yeah. And also, I honestly think the inart and the Hot Toys, I prefer the look of their Jokers more than what J&D put out. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, also,
that Max Shrek would be sick.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, I personally wouldn't want, it would just throw me off if all I have is a third scale Catwoman and nothing else.
I know, right? That's why this one is so huge, right? It's finally get an officially licensed 6 scale Pfeiffer, and the metal claws. That'll be a really nice touch for that extra realism. And again, for the price point, it's when I heard that amount when Yo said it in the video, I was like, I can't believe that. I was expecting way more of a very competitive entry into the market for Yost. If this goes the way that he has it planned, I'm sure it's going to be a very, very good thing for the company. And Chris, I'm guessing on this one, you're just kind of I'm passing on it. But Chris, I think you can agree it's pretty exciting to see another big company stepping into the realm of officially licensed 1/6 scale. Because as we always say, the competition is good for us as collectors. It might be bad for the companies because they're going back and forth, but it's good for us as collectors because we get more options. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it offers another option. If you miss somewhere else, there's always another opportunity elsewhere. And, I Flavio was saying, as far as him accepting the feedback, I also know he's very detail and accuracy oriented, and he'll show his work and then the facts to back it up as well. So I have high hopes that people are going to, respond well to this, and if they don't, that he'll get whatever he needs to do and get it corrected. So happy for the people who've been calling for this. You've seen it everywhere.
Everywhere.
If I were to collect a Catwoman, I'd probably be in the boat with Lane and the high heels and be Anne Hathaway. But
just dangling from the ceiling.
They're sitting right here in front of my face. I couldn't help it.
All right. Well, let me get them off the screen. I'll pull up our next topic here. I'll get them off the screen for you. But yeah, still sticking with the Jazz Inc stuff though, guys. So Yost did a poll about what would people like to see as the next 1/6 scale vehicle, and shockingly, at least shockingly to me, the animated series Batmobile got the most votes. And I did watch this as a kid. I very much enjoyed it, but I would never buy this myself. Even if it was something within the range, it's just not for me. It's not the best looking Batmobile. I'm just going to say that.
Just about to say, no offense to Jazzy. He does amazing.
No, it's not. This is not his design. This is from the animated show. So it's definitely
but what I'm about to say, isn't towards him by any means, because I actually love his products. I don't have any, but I've seen them, and like you said, you're priced out. But this looks like a Hot Wheels to me, and that's just based on because that's how they did it. It has nothing.
Right, it's just the design of the vehicle. But to be fair, it did get the most votes. And I know Yost is probably hoping that people put their money where their mouth is with this one, because it is risky, and he knows that. And I'm sure he's probably said that it's a risky piece because, how many people raise your hand if you've ever heard somebody say in the past year that they wanted an animated Batmobile outside of the Jazz Inc group. I've never. That's just my personal experience.
I've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot.
I was going to say, and sorry not to cut you off, I was going to say maybe it's because I haven't really followed the Jazz Inc group closely, because it might be, I don't know if that's where you're seeing it mostly. Outside of that, I've never personally seen it. But, your experience may be different. So, what are you said you've seen a lot of people kind of rallying for this vehicle.
Just animated series in general, Batman. I've seen a lot of people, going for that. They want that really badly. Now, like you were saying, is is it going to be, you know, successful? It all depends on, you know, how many people really, you know, buy into it, like you said. But I really loved the series, man. And I'm actually, you know,
I did too.
I'm rewatching it on HBO Max again, just because of, you know, how like, you know, it's classic, you know, nostalgia, you know, Sunday morning cartoons. Like it just has that vibe for me. And, you know, Batman is a dope character and I'll watch anything Batman. But this specifically for Jazz Inc., this is going to be tough. The only reason that I say that, just because, well, I mean, he's going to pull it off no matter one way or another, right? Yeah. But for it to be a successful, as a consumer point, like for me, for it being animated and us wanting, you know, detailed, accurate replications of, like, you know, certain pieces, this is going to have to translate well with, like, detail, you know what I mean? And I don't know, like are you going to throw, like, surface detail on this, like dirt and grime, and still make it animated?
Right, and we have a comment actually from Pedro, kind of along the lines of what you're saying. Am I the only one who wants the animated Batmobile to look animated and not realistic? So it's like, how does he translate that? It's a tough decision to make, right?
That's definitely tough. So, I mean, I feel like if, you know, that's what people want. They want it to look animated at the end of the day, because that's what the accuracy is. But from a 1/6 perspective, or, you know, just vehicle perspective in this scale, I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, it's just non-painted black plastic. You know what I mean? That kind of
I feel
vibe.
Like and it's not even like their execution of it. It's just the vehicle.
It's just the way that it is. Yeah,
clean. It's basic looking. But I will say, along the lines of this Batmobile, it might not be for us, but at least for me, there is something for me with these teases here.
Yeah.
And that's an animated series Batman. I'll say this right now, just looking at these renders, this is the best looking animated Batman cowl / faceplate I've ever seen. So Toys teased one a while back, and I thought theirs looked pretty decent. This craps on that. The mouth is almost perfect for me, and that's just my personal opinion.
You don't like the Mondo?
Here's the thing about the Mondo. The Mondo stuff is really nice, but I can't get past that seam in the middle. And that doesn't always bother me with figures, but for some reason with those, it throws off the whole figure for me. I've heard a lot of people say great things about them. I haven't owned a single Mondo 1/6 scale. I have one on pre-order with them currently, and that's the RJ McCready.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have any of the animated stuff.
When you get one, they're so heavy. And I think, like, I know that sounds like such a silly thing to.
Oh, it's a sign of quality sometimes.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, it's not cheap plastic. It's like really, really good stuff. But this looks like it's going to be equally or better. You know what I would love, man? I would love I think the sweet spot for this vehicle for me is like a McFarlane. Give it to me for $110.
Yeah.
You know, if in a 7-inch scale, and I would love this. I don't think I'm going to be willing to pay the Jazz Inc price for what I would want to look very simplistic. And I wouldn't want them to overcomplicate it, because that's not what this vehicle is. So it's a weird spot. And I think you guys have both said that.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's tough, man. Like I said, I'm very curious to see. And I imagine Yost already knows this is probably going to be like a limited run for these. And obviously, he wouldn't be doing it if he wasn't fairly certain that he'll at least meet that number that he needs to meet for it to make sense for them to, you know, make the molds and fire up the machine. So I'm sure they're going to sell. I'm sure there's going to be a portion of people. And based on what Flavio is saying, again, I never saw it myself, but I also didn't follow the Jazz Inc group very closely. Now, of course, my eyes are more drawn to the group because they're doing stuff that I would buy. But yeah, I mean, dude, this is huge. And X-Men, I'm glad you brought it up. I also pre-ordered those S-Hero figures, the Superman and both Batmans, actually, because those look amazing too. Very curious to see what this looks like, because again, this cowl is awesome. Those animated figures, it's a slightly different style, but I think S-Hero's body that they're using is such a good representation of that kind of like super chunky upper body, and it like tapers down to those small little legs that they had. So I'm curious. Obviously, all we're seeing here is a rendering of the head sculpt, but Yeah, this is exciting. I'm very curious to see what the actual body and stuff that they use is going to look like, because that's very, very important for an animated figure, is the proportions and everything. Like, look at the Sideshow Clone Wars figures that they did. I could say at the very least they did a good job at like nailing those animated proportions, whether they were good figures or not. They did a good job with the animated proportions.
Yeah,
that like lanky, very
lanky legs and long legs,
the squared fingers,
were shortened.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there were so many things done right with those, but ultimately I feel like they were a miss. And it's interesting to hear you and X say that about the Batman Mondo figure. I've never seen it in person, so I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, it's just
didn't buy it.
It's like I said, it's just for me, it's that like they all have that kind of line in the middle, but there's definitely a market for them. Like I just saw the Rogue from Mondo, the timed edition, is going for like almost $900 on eBay. I guess after X-Men 97. If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta watch X-Men 97. But she was awesome in the show. So I feel like that propelled a lot of people to spend that money. But Mondo timed edition stuff is nothing to play around with. If you're interested in a figure, you have to pre-order it, because it all shoots up at least like $100 plus of what you paid retail. Like it's interesting. Like the McCready, last time I looked, it was selling for like $550. I haven't looked in a while, but
I will say I have the Skeletor and He-Man, and they're freaking great, dude.
I've heard all the Motu stuff is incredible. I know like all of the Panther sells for a lot of money too, and everybody says it's great. The Battle Cat sells for a lot. Everybody says it's great. Cylon. I've heard a lot of good things about the X-Men line for sure.
That Sabretooth is amazing.
Yeah, that was, and the Man Bat, that's a crazy piece.
Oh,
that
thing
huge. Dude, it's
yeah,
massive.
That's like, if you don't like Space getting taken up by wings, or you own the Captain America or the Wonder Woman with armor, then that thing's the same size.
Crazy, dude. Wow. Crazy. And to have it in that animated look, it just has like a different type of presence. That's a really cool piece.
They just did the animated Bane too, not too long ago, right?
Oh yeah, that one went up for pre-order not long ago. That one's sick too. I really like, and that cool. Like silly sculpt is really cool, man. Really cool. Moose says, I have all the animated S-Hero figures X2. That's gonna be sick. I'll be getting the Jazz Inc Batmobile. Love animated bats and related. Dude, you have one of the best like Jazz Inc vehicle collections I've ever seen. He's got like everything. Dude. He's got the Batwing. He's got everything. The Batwing itself is impressive enough, and he's got it all, dude. Moose has got the Batman stuff, that's for sure. That Batwing is so cool, but dude, I could never imagine being able to dedicate that much space. It's massive. You want to talk about massive? I thought my DeLorean was big. The Tumbler is big. I can't imagine what that looks like in person. That thing is, and the guy made that wall mount for it, and people mount it on their wall. Which Moose, I think maybe you have yours mounted on the wall. I think I remember you showing me. I could be wrong. But yeah,
my buddy sent me him trying to hold up that Batwing from '89, and
dude, it's crazy.
He's like 3 feet of Batman goodness, and I'm like, so how many times did your wife yell at you,
dude,
when she saw that thing?
I couldn't get away with that one, bro. There's no sneaking that in the house. Yeah, you're like walking in the house with it, dude. Like you'd have to put it on a crane and like hoist it up. No,
I think he goes by the thing of trying to kind of sneak. Like he tries to be home when the big boxes are coming or something, and he's not very successful, I think, a lot of the time, unfortunately.
Probably not. It's like people that collect statues. Lane shows me like 2, 3, 4 boxes. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, man. No way.
Well, you see those some on the group sometimes, like the Paladin. Like one of my buddies, I said, was poking him about, hey, this is some guy who had bought a life-size statue from him, and it was his wife pose looking angry. And I said, so I asked him, and I didn't realize it was him who had sold that statue to this other guy. That was his wife. But she had posed herself like that. But then I asked him, like, my response to that was, so, hey, this is your wife whenever she comes home and sees a big box with wheels outside the garage and then has to push it in to said garage, I bet, right? Jeez. And he didn't respond to me.
I think that says all it needs to say then. Stevie Weeby says, any fort building with those boxes, Lane. I mean, I know for me, I'm building little towers. I've got like a little mini Stark tower in my attic with all my... Dude, imagine trying to find space for over 200 boxes. You tell me how easy that is.
I'm just terrified for what's going to happen when the '89 Batmobile arrives, and that's huge.
I'm ready for it. I have a spot laid out for it. I'm ready for that in the Batman. Pedro 25 away from paying off the Batwing. That's going to feel amazing paying that off. Last $25, but
that facial expression will be about the response you have when you realize it's gone.
I guess so. Yeah, Steve, maybe I should just rebuild my whole house out of shipper boxes. I think I have enough. I might as well.
You can probably build the extension for have your cardboard box extension. To it.
Right, I just add an extension to the house of the cardboard
and then
boxes.
Put some like sealant on it or something.
Right, that'd be dope. Guys, real quickly, we got a couple more topics. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know some people, but we got a couple more good things. Don't you worry. Real quick, speaking of Mondo, we might as well quickly take a look at this new announcement from Mondo. This has been shown at an event previously, and then it was teased the other day saying that it was coming soon, and we finally have full product shots. I will say this does look like the crappy nylon hair, but at least in these photos, I think it looks pretty good. I think it's laying pretty nicely. Being a skeptical person about this nylon hair, I think when it shows up, it probably won't look this good, but...
Nah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I will say the head sculpt's actually really nice. Like if you compare some photos of either like the movie posters or shots from the film, you'll see it's actually pretty close. It looks pretty nice. This is probably one of the most bare, and how creepy is that, man? This is probably one of the most bare bones Mondo releases in a while, though. There's not much to it. You'll see in like the final photo there, she doesn't come with that much, but it had to include Lane, the blade that she pulled off of the paper cutter. You know, that's like the thing of nightmares, right? We all had those in our middle and elementary schools as a kid. You remember the teacher taking the blade and cutting the edges of the. I just did that. My camera just went completely out of whack. Okay, there it goes. I do think it's cool though, but yeah, we all have memories of those. I think that was a cool thing that they kind of threw into the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember they used to grab the handle and cut the edges of paper off. That's what that handle's from. She pulls
it of like construction paper.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Right. So she uses that to kill some people, right? So
wow. Yeah, this at least they do include like a headstand for the battle damaged head sculpt, and but I mean I don't know if there's a whole lot to stick with her necessarily, to put with her. I did look it up on Mondo's website because the figure is going to be $215. So
really, I expected a little cheaper because she doesn't come with that much, but maybe because of the rooted hair.
Yeah, I guess that. I mean, that's about a price point a lot. Is that how long? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pedro, like a hallway base would have been cool, especially because they're including, maybe like an elevator. Remember, because she's chasing the dude down the hallway with this blade here. That would have been cool. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's very bare bones. $215, Lane. I'm surprised by that. I thought it was gonna be a little bit cheaper because she's so like bare bones and it's a smaller figure.
Maybe licensing stuff for it too. I mean,
could be. Has NECA? Mike, you're the NECA guy. Has NECA done stuff with her?
Yeah. So the NECA stuff is like I want to say it's either out now or just coming out. Blumhouse was super late in getting this stuff out. Like these should have been out last year.
So it's kind of like Prey, like Fox with the Prey stuff. They took forever to.
Fox did the same thing. So they didn't give anybody like enough time to really get these into market when these things were hotter. I mean, it's not like Megan is really the talk of the town. I don't know if it ever was, quite frankly. But I know it does. No. It does have its fans, and I think they might be pretty happy with this release because I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, it's just an odd kind of like wave that we're seeing all these Megan figures now, even in the smaller, lesser expensive scales.
Yeah. And Blitzway's doing a third scale statue for this.
Yeah, and Blitzway they just announced that. So there's something weird with the licensing.
Well, I will say this though, dude. Blitzway put out those videos today of the head sculpts from all the Terminator stuff. We're like, oh my lord, those are good. Like easily some of the best head sculpts I've ever seen for any Terminator 2 product.
And they're putting out that quarter scale Scarface.
That looks really good too.
Oh, yeah. And really the thing, and that one's not. There is a rooted version and there's a regular. Now the rooted version is like $1,000, which is a lot, but comparison for
the scale, I guess it's not terrible with what you get.
That's around the price. That's a price point within the price point. But the regular edition with sculpted hair is only $500.
Ooh,
So that's not bad. But I mean, this Megan, I agree with you. This Megan stuff is just, if this had come out like even the end of last year, like 6 months ago, when it was like, or when it was coming out onto streaming or on Blu-ray or whatever, when other media in its first primary media have some of the stuff, maybe not a big statue or something, but
yeah.
So is this the ghost lady?
Dude, I'm gonna say it. This is like the coolest third-party figure in a while, bro. This
actually
is so
pretty cool.
This is so cool, dude. Yeah. No one's ever gonna use this head sculpt, but how cool is this, bro? This is like, hear me out, right? I didn't commit to the pre-order because it looks so bad, but I know a lot of people still got their scary movie Ghostface from Y Studio. How cool would it be to kind of add this to that scary movie display and kind of use this as a scary movie figure too? If you already have that.
Oh yeah, because they did.
Right there, yeah.
I just literally thought of that when I saw this. I was like, man, they need to do the other chick when they were fighting or whatever.
Brenda was my favorite character, dude. She's so funny.
Now, is this?
Dude,
this is
the kind of shit you could leave like on your roommate's desk or something or whatever, like just.
Dude,
just
it's
random,
so creepy. Look, let me
scary.
let me see if I can. Oh, bro, like how creepy is that, dude?
Yeah, that's freaking great, dude. Like, this is so out of the realm of anything I would collect, but like, you see stuff like this, the creativity just excites you, right?
Right, and this is this is from Yan Toys, and also Yan Toys. Actually, a buddy of mine, Owen. I'm sure you guys have seen him on the Facebook pages. He's always talking about all these different customs and everything. He's working on a Mrs. Doubtfire with Yan Toys, so that's going to be really exciting. I'm really, really excited about it. I can't wait to see what he's doing. So it's going to be dope, man. Hello. Yeah, and when we're talking about like top Robin Williams films, for me, it's Flubber and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Flubber for sure.
Yeah, and how cool is it too? Jumanji. Yeah, you got to give credit to Jumanji. There was, was it Doggy Dot Customs? That guy who does crazy, amazing custom projects. He did a couple Jumanji figures, and he did like the whole board and everything with pieces. Wow. It was just beautiful, but of course it was very expensive, so not for me. But I can admire it from afar. The one that hurt me the most that he did was E.T. and Elliot, and he did the whole bike scene and everything. Dude, it was so good, man. So good. His stuff's incredible.
I almost
are these hands coming out of
the set?
Yeah, the 40th NECA stuff was very nice. I almost bought that too.
Nice.
Yeah, I almost bought that set. It was like what, like $40, I think, for the one with the bike, and it had the little cardboard backdrop. I actually had it in my hands multiple times. I had it in my hands.
You had it. Bro, when you go to those, like, when you go look at NECA and you're like, oh my god, $40 all day, I'll buy this whole fucking
I know.
aisle.
And they do, bro,
from the Hot Toys perspective,
dude. And they do everything, like so many Predators, like ones that you've never even heard of before, and they just nail all of them, dude.
Bro, this TV right here, if you took, because it looks like you can take those.
Yeah, it's swappable images for the TV.
Dude, that looks for a Ghostface display in itself when it fell on Stu's face.
Yeah, dude, it's. I know Geo has the scary guy, which is the figure I was talking about. Like, dude, you can make a whole scary movie display. This is cool, man. And I love that they did the rooted hair. I don't know how it's going to look because it's a third-party company.
Little VHS tape. And...
Yeah, I've got they did Alex DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange. I have that figure. That's a really nice figure.
Wow, that'd be cool.
I wasn't like super blown away by the I recently got what's his name? Why am I blanking on this? Shaun of the Dead. I got Shaun from Shaun of the Dead from them. The head sculpts didn't turn out like as good as I had hoped. It's still a cool figure, but this company has done some decent stuff in the past. So if they execute this properly, this will be a really dope figure. So I just wanted to share it with you guys, especially horror fans. He said all this. Yeah, the paper bag, accessory. Yeah. I think they might be.
Yeah, like it looks like you just put them up against that, and they're magnetic, perhaps. But
yeah, because I don't see a joint, so you might be right.
Yeah, Lane, were you gonna say something, man? I cut you off. I'm sorry about this figure, Lane.
All right, he's.
Thanks, Lane. Lane's ordering it. He's POing.
Yeah, right. He's like, oh shit. He's like, you're right.
I had to respond to a work email quick.
I gotcha.
You're just telling them that you have the day off tomorrow. That's what you're telling them.
I don't think, since my boss is the one who sent it to me, I don't think he would agree with that.
The work email is his order confirmation for this.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, first I was trying to figure out, is this the Ghost Girl from Ringu, the Ring movies?
Yeah, or the American version, you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
is it? Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm just saying,
not
from
the
that
Japanese
series.
version. I don't know. Okay, dude. There aren't a lot of Ring experts out there, so I honestly don't.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. That's why I was confused first.
This girl looks like a white girl, right? So was she Asian in the American one?
I thought she was in the American one.
I never remember seeing a face.
Yeah, that's true though. Like it's very so dark.
Until Scary Movie.
Yeah,
I was like, just covering my eyes, so I don't know. I didn't see the movie.
No, I just wanted to know if that's what she was supposed to be from.
Man.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool like third-party figure where you're not going to probably see a licensed one.
Yeah, that's true. I swear this is from the Japanese version. I need to look it up now. Sadako. It is from the Japanese version. Okay, I thought so. It's cool though, dude. This is really dope. Once again, I don't think she was Asian in the American. I don't think she was either. Dude, again, I'm not the Ring expert. That's not. I love the films, but I never there's always those films that you latch on to, and you're like, I need to know more. For me, it was like Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, Friday the 13th. Those are the films that I latched on to. Yes, exactly. Yep, from Ringu. Yeah, so. This is cool, man. It's cool. I'm excited to see the final product. Like I said, the Shaun of the Dead, I wasn't blown away by it. I love that. That movie is just like a timeless classic for me. Simon Pegg, there's two great films from Simon Pegg for me, and that's Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. So, hey, Yantoys, if you want to do a Hot Fuzz figure, go for it, man. Guys, the final topic of the night. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in. We still got almost 60 people watching, and we've just been chatting at this point. Fun little topic to close out the stream, and that is Hot Toys hitting us with one of their famous upcoming release photos. And
or tap for your wallet.
I was going to say, Lane, I pre-ordered a lot of stuff in this photo. So
I got a few things on here too.
Field of Burns says, "What's up, by the way? I don't know if you've been in here before, but if you have, welcome back. If not, thank you so much for being here." Field of Burns says, "I have the first 3 Ringu movies. They're great." Yeah, I mean, they had their own formula, right? And I think that's why those films did so well. They had their own like creepy formula, kind of like all the exorcism based movies. That's a formula. Your slashers. You got the slow moving. Like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. They're slow, but once they get a hold of you, you're fucked, right? So, that's
the one way to put it.
Yeah. Dude, Jason Voorhees, when they gave him a crossbow, that pissed me off, dude, because that's like completely against what Jason, what I love about Jason, right?
He just relies on your ass slipping on some leaves or tripping
right.
on a stick.
Yo,
never break a sweat. Right. Yeah.
Jason Takes Manhattan was the best, dude.
God!
Or remember in the remake when he suddenly became like the archery master?
Right. Why?
Yeah.
Bow and arrow. Although he wasn't a zombie or really.
I did like his look in that movie. Like, I think they did a good job on his design, but yeah, no way.
Connor,
I recently was watching like a YouTube video on just like classic horror movies, and when they got to Friday the 13th, they're like, "What makes this series unique is that usually, in these series, the first or second one is the peak. In Friday the 13th, none of them are good." It's so true. It's the only series I know of that's gone that far, and every movie sucks. But for some reason, it is such a classic character. But there's not a good movie in the bunch.
Jason, yeah.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. There are a couple in there. I'm a huge Friday the 13th.
I love Friday the 13th.
Listen, I love it too, but you can admit when
they're so goofy and so just off the cuff. Right. No, I see what you're saying. I love Jason's actually my favorite killer, but I know what you're saying. Action in the Box, thank you so much, my friend. I very much appreciate the kind words. Thanks for being here with us.
I know you like Jason X, Connor, and the one thing that lives like in my head rent free is like him taking that girl. I think it was the girl
smashing the shit out of her head with the dry ice. Yeah, whatever.
That's like one of the best
the
kills.
Sleeper bag or whatever.
Oh yeah, the sleeping bag, which It's funny you mentioned that. They're adding Jason to that multiverses game, and one of his moves is he puts him in a sleeping bag and starts smashing them all over the place.
Yeah, because that was the original. That was one of the original favorite kills from 7.
Yeah.
The New Blood, which was basically Jason versus Carrie, but they couldn't get the name rights to Carrie, so they just called her something else.
Right.
But it was the same thing.
That was a fun one, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, but hey, that introduced the Kane Hodder and had probably the coolest looking.
I actually got to meet Kane Hodder not long ago, and he was a super nice guy. He's my favorite Jason. I love Jason X. I love Jason. Like Jason Goes to Hell is another one of the big ones that I really like. Kane Hodder's he's a class act, man. And when I met him, he was wearing his signature gloves that he wears. He wears those little like fingerless work gloves everywhere he goes. But he was a super nice guy, and like he spent so much. His line took forever because he spent so much time with everybody. But he was a great guy to meet, and that was an awesome experience.
Dude,
I actually got like Jason.
If Hot Toys could just do a freaking Jason Voorhees figure, I'd be all over that. Like,
I would literally lose my mind if anyone
insane.
other than Sideshow did a good like the Sideshow Jason's actually pretty nice. It's not perfect, but it's pretty nice. It just needs a removable mask. Like the fact that they have a sculpt under there and they glued the mask in. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's weird. Dude, this needs to be. We need to have a healthy debate about this around Halloween.
Yeah, my top 3 are
maybe a Halloween extreme extravaganza.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get a sidetrack from the image here.
Like, no, I can make my Michael Myers, my case for Myers. You can make your case for Jason. Somebody's got a Freddy in there.
I'll fight for Pinhead too.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Scream.
So to our king of pre-orders on this panel, how many you got on here?
Oh, Lane, perfect timing for me to throw up my question. What are we buying from this photo? This photo, this stings. I got a lot of stuff on order here. Might as well just say what I didn't order in this photo, and that is the Mark 7. No, the Battle Hopper and the Mark 7 open armor. That's the only thing I don't have on order in this photo.
You're doomed, man.
You're screwed, dude.
I'm in a weird spot. I'm in a weird spot right now with the Guardians 3 stuff because they didn't release the other 2.
Same. I was waiting on that.
So I'm definitely still going to get the Rocket and Cosmo just because I want the Cosmo, and I'm not paying $150 just for the Cosmo, but may end up selling off that Rocket because I have my favorite Rocket, which is the Guardians 2 one. I have mostly Guardians 2 figures.
But this Rocket was so good.
He was so good, but it's like, do I have just that Rocket by himself in the blue suit, and then everybody else has like the Scavenger, like a Ravager look rather. So it's like,
yeah,
it's tough, man. It's tough. And then they didn't give us the Drax. I was really banking on getting all of them. But yeah, I have a lot of this stuff on order. Most exciting ones for me here is that back row, man. They really did it. I don't want to say just the back row because then we got the Attack of the Clones Anakin in the front there, but I don't have a Michael Keaton Batman. My favorite Batman is not in my collection yet, and he's sitting right there, almost ready to go. So huge one for me. Sebastian Shaw head sculpt, Return of the Jedi Vader, and you get the electrocuted helmet. I have 2 of those on order. And then, a lot of people might not give a shit about these, but Jake and Natiri for Chris and I know especially. And then shout out to Justin, How You Figure. He's really excited for those too. I love Avatar. I'm a big fan of Avatar. Love the films. Love going to Avatar World in Disney.
They really show how big these figures, tall these figures are.
I know. Look at Justin Natiri next to Vader.
The tower, and he's standing on top. He's raised up too, kind of like she is, but
he's taller than Groot.
On top of his base. He's standing on his base too, and she's as tall as he is. They're probably about the same height as Carnage, or roughly around there.
Natiri's a little bit shorter. You could see her next to Vader. She's a little bit taller than him because obviously he's on a platform type base. So, but yeah, Jake is I think he's 16 inches tall.
Yeah, he's about as tall as Carnage, maybe a little.
Which is crazy.
Because I thought Carnage was 15 or so.
He's probably slightly taller than. And Pedro, I love Leatherface. I actually have the Pretty Woman Leatherface in my collection. I still want to get the Sideshow Killing Mask version, but a lot of love for Leatherface too. Don't you worry. 16. Come on, X-Man. He said 16 inches of Jake. You know, it's crazy hearing from Steve that he's only getting 2 from this photo, because Steve's been on something like I've been recently. He gets a lot of stuff, so don't let him fool you. But I'm surprised, you know. I guess the Disney stuff doesn't interest you at all. But yeah, for me, there's a lot of stuff in here that I have on pre-order. I'm really excited for that Black Panther in the front, because I never got Shuri, because that Shuri with like the ceremonial look from the first film. I was hunting that one for a while. And then when I saw her as the Black Panther, I'm like, yeah, I really like the suit. And this head sculpt is insane. The head sculpt's really dope. So I'm actually really excited for that one as well.
When I had been thinking about getting, you know, the Black Panther mech strike, that figure, my original entire intention for getting that was to convert it into Panther mode and then have to get the Shuri Black Panther to pair those two together. Like it was maybe a construct that was created by her or something.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's got a little Black Panther that makes it actually like 200 feet tall. But you know, but the one thing I worry with those Avatar figures is how thin the legs are and everything. I feel like they're almost going to need their crotch grabbers help stand up correctly.
I heard the original ones, the knees got a little loose over time. So yeah, mine will be going on the stands, and also those stands have like those bioluminescent style plants and stuff on them, and they're really, really nice. So I'm excited for that. Cool. Real quick, I want to say what's up to Dante from Man of Hot Collectibles. What's up, dude? I think Dante just hit 100K.
What's up, Dante?
Yeah.
Several.
Like, congrats on that.
Already.
Yeah, congrats on that, dude. That's absolutely absurd. I'm chilling with my 2K. Excuse me, No, but what's up, Dante? Congrats on that, bro. And Dante, I know, right, Dante? You got to show us the plaque, man. I want to see the plaque. That's awesome, dude. I know you're probably really excited for those videos that went up today for the Terminator stuff, because I know you're big on the Terminator stuff too. That stuff, oh man, incredible. Blitzway, if they would just focus on 1/6 a little bit more, like that Kurt Cobain is so good. I wish they would do more 1/6 scale stuff. But great to see you, Dante. Thank you so much for popping in.
I would like to see them really do, because some of their band or artist guys, for some reason, I really want to see them to try and do it Jimi Hendrix.
I know, dude.
The artist I know they're doing Michael Jackson, but
I want to see it. I already said Johnny Cash. If I'm picking like a rock and roll figure, I want a Johnny Cash. I would love to see that. Let's see. So no Jane Thor. Oh, Big Dog Pound. Come on, Natalie Portman's my girl, bro. Of course I'm getting Jane Thor. I actually have the special edition one from that limited 10-day window that they did or whatever it was. Yeah, with the cracked mask. I'm excited for that one. I am excited for that one for sure.
How are you feeling on Kang, guys, for anybody who's getting...
Oh, I'm extremely happy I pre-ordered it. Now with what's transpired, yeah, because I really liked the character. It's such a... Especially, dude, I loved, especially in Loki Season 2, like Victor Timely. I was really hoping to see like a Victor Timely figure, and then after all that stuff happened, I'm like, well, that's not happening. But, yeah, I'm excited.
For me, I'm kind of a little bit as... Winsett was saying Star Wars pimp a little while ago. I'm decently kind of in trouble. Not too super bad, but I've got like Anakin coming. I've got the Batman. The biggest one for me is probably, as much as I'm looking forward to the Anakin, he was kind of my replacement for not getting Artisan Anakin, for that kind of thing. But the 89 Batman's the big one because I had a conversion for that. So I was super happy that I got that. But him, the Anakin are probably the two biggest for me.
Yeah, Anakin's got to be up there for me.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't get Vader because I got the Kenobi Vader. I decided I wasn't. I really kind of wanted the Sebastian Shaw one, but I really fell in love with that Kenobi Vader. And,
it sounds right. It sounds so crazy because the inner original trilogy
is my
fan of me. I'm like, dude, all day. And if I'm being honest, I don't have my Kenobi Vader, and I got 2 of them on the way. Mine finally shipped from Sideshow.
Now?
Yeah, dude, they've been backed up, man. I don't have a Return of the Jedi C-3PO yet. I know they're. I still don't have my Return of the Jedi C-3PO.
Well, I thought it was weird because I was hearing, you guys have heard me talk about Catwoman. We're
still waiting on Catwoman too.
You know who's got it in stock?
Amazon Japan. I remember you were saying they had it.
No, Comic Concepts has it in where you can ship right now.
Wow, Catwoman.
Yeah, he has it in stock for $279. He was like, oh, I got
John. John, where's my Catwoman,
no,
dude?
a lot of people, I was surprised that no one had gotten it. He was shocked. No, man, I'm still waiting. I'm getting for my LCS. I've had it like 3.5 years.
I actually just shout out to Comic Concepts. I just got my Super Battle Droids from him. That was actually my first figures I ever bought from him.
Great to deal with.
Double box, both of them. They arrived perfectly. So shout out to Comic Concept. My first time buying from him. But yeah.
Are any of you guys also getting the? Because I'm getting the black.
Oh shoot! Oh, bro. I keep forgetting that he's tucked in the corner here, bro.
It's weird because all the color and then the black and white, because kind of, and even kind of the light color of the tendrils and stuff just kind of disappears in all the colors because of the boxes and everything behind.
Yeah, I know, but
he looks great.
It was funny. He was rumored that he was coming out early, like a week and a half ago, and I was like, oh, that'd be interesting. And here he is. He's in the photo, so that was a pretty solid rumor. Question for Musty Bronco: does he order? Sorry, Mike, to cut you off. We'll jump to you.
No, go ahead.
Do I order 2 Han Solos so I can have a Hoth Han?
Huh.
I mean, 2 Han Solos is better than 1, right? I mean, I will say this: this is going to be a unique opportunity to customize Han Solos if you need to, because who knows when they're going to announce the next one. I would love a Hoth Han. That Sideshow one is not bad, though. It really isn't. Like the older, like the Luke and Han Hoth figures, they're not bad. I've heard really good things about them, but I feel like you should, man. I feel like you should. But sorry, Mike. Sorry to cut you off. Jumping back to you. And while you're talking, let me get this. I feel so bad because I always cut the last person off. Let's jump back to you, dude.
I don't remember what I was going to say other than we were talking about the black Spider-Man.
We were talking about the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that figure.
You know, did you see, someone pointed it out to me the other day. Did you see the photo of him at one of the events where the suit was split on the shoulder? Dude, yeah.
Looked like ass? Oh my God. No,
yeah, it was split pretty bad. I mean, obviously they're throwing him in pretty extreme poses, but yeah,
hopefully
it was
I don't
split
get that
bad.
one.
Oh, don't worry. Mine's just going to be like this. Nothing can go wrong, bro. Nothing can go wrong. Look at and you know what the best part about this, Toby, is he literally stands like this in that last scene. So I'm good. This is screen accurate, right? So, but yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, that's good to know. I won't. You know, the thing is, I'm not too worried about this figure because I'm gonna basically power pose this guy like the cover of Secret Wars 8. He's just like standing there.
Yeah, so, that's all you gotta do, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have him like posed in front of the book. You know, I'm really excited about that display. And then I got Vader, Keaton, and Anakin. But I know what Lane means, dude. It's so weird. I don't know if anybody else is with me on this one, but like over the years, the original trilogy are still my films, but the toys of the prequel era and Clone Wars and animated stuff are more exciting to me. They just, I don't know, like Han, that's great. It'd be awesome to have a Han in the collection. but like this Anakin figure is more exciting to me. I don't know how to explain it. There's just a greater variety too, I feel, of characters from the prequels and animated
Well, yeah, because
stuff.
you get to see them progress in age, Hayden, progress in age and the different phases of the character. So I can see that. I mean, I don't know, dude. For me, I feel like, especially because this Return of the Jedi Vader has not only the Sebastian Shaw sculpt, but the electrocuted helmet, I'm like, that's so good.
No, don't get me wrong. It's an exciting.
But then the Kenobi Vader has a clean version and a damaged version. And let's be real, guys. I told you, truthfully, I'm not even. I know Lane's gonna roast me later, but truly, I am not gonna be doubling up on a lot of stuff anymore. But
roast
I did get right. He's gonna get it out now before he PMs me later and roast me. I did get 2 Return of the Jedi Vaders, and I did get 2 Kenobi Vaders, and it's just I had to have both looks. Vader is one of my all-time favorite characters ever of all time. So for me, I'm like, I will dedicate the space because hear me out. And guys, I did mention earlier there might be a little blip of Star Wars at the end. So apparently, there will be a final wave of Star Wars figures from the Dark Side event by this Thursday, most likely. You might have some extra friends for the Kenobi Vader. So
have we not gotten beat down enough?
Oh, baby. We could use those.
Now the question is, will they just be nice and just make it regular pre-orders?
So okay, let me stop.
Points.
So apparently no exclusives. Apparently there's no exclusives for the final wave.
That's it. Good.
So the word is, and I don't want to get it, guys, grain of salt as always, but the word is that the final wave of figures will include the fifth brother and the fourth sister. I know some people are like, oh, nice, great,
dude.
We don't
Look
know.
At the poster. They're the only ones that haven't been released yet.
Yeah, so that's why I'm glad I got 2 Vaders, because now to have the whole army of Inquisitors and like Marok and stuff all behind Vader, it's gonna be like a little.
I'm so glad I didn't get Reva, because she's not necessary, and I can have these two.
Dude, that sculpt is so good.
You know, Mike, I do find it very funny that you are saying that, because after waiting 2 weeks, this literally just arrived.
Nah,
and this literally, guys, this is Reva.
No, I'm look.
He said the hot.
That hot dude. Hey, X-Men.
That sculpt is so good, though. He said we'll talk about that later. No, that head sculpt though, not the hot part, but the head sculpt is mind blowing. Like some guys from HK got some really nice close up shots on the sculpt. It looks awesome, dude. That's
X and I were talking about her, and we're like, we can't figure out what is so hot about her, but it might have to do with her body and her face.
Well, it's like Hera. Everybody loves Hera, but also if you saw, I don't know if you remember. For those of you who have watched Tales of the Empire, she was kind of an ass in Tales of the Empire, that character. So it's like people like.
I love the backstory they did.
Dude. I like that they're fleshing these characters out.
She actually talks and has a character, unlike just being window dressed.
Right, so it kind of adds to the want for me to get that figure, because there's a bit more of a backstory to her.
And she does something except argue, groan, or like yell and scream at each other, because that's all the Inquisitors did the entire time. We didn't actually see them like lightsaber fools or throw stuff or use the Force or do whatever.
Yeah, that's true. And the Inquisitor like training scene, like everybody like really shit on Tales of the Empire. It wasn't as good as Tales of the Jedi.
It's not great. It's not great.
But it had some cool moments. I will say that there was some stuff where I'm like, really, you spent an episode on that, but it was still fun. It was a fun little show.
I want a Barasafi like Inquisitor.
I want a Jedi Barris, dude. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I would take an Inquisitor version, but
I think that'd be
really
more likely we had.
Well, she didn't really care about it that much, did she?
Yeah, well, there was a time gap between episode 1 and 2 for a while.
I know, but when I see Barris, I see her in like the full Jedi getup, and that's what I want to see. With the brown headdress and everything, yeah. Gio's calling it, dude. The Padawan, jeez. Padawan Obi this week. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's what we called it on Shane's stream once as an Irish thing, the Padawan.
Yeah,
Flavio, what was that crazy prediction you had not long ago with Brick Artemis? Was it you that had that? You did predict. You did. It was you. Don't you act like Brick. If you're still here, what was it that Flavio was like, dude? If it comes by Thursday, you got to do this. What was it? You definitely.
Oh, that was the.
I know about that. What was it?
That was the 89. Remember?
Oh yeah, was it? Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
He was the one that said he would get me one if it dropped the next day.
True. That's true.
No, I was waiting though. We're talking about like this last wave of Star Wars, and it's like freaking Batman 89 drops on Friday.
Where's my? They're gonna do Joker, man. Joker's coming. Joker 89 Joker 2.0 is coming.
Man, I hope you're right.
If they've done everything
right now.
So far.
Here we go. You're like, you want to make a bet, man? Rick's like,
from that poster so far. Is Dooku coming then too?
Oh yeah, Dooku. That's right. Dooku.
Dude, we also Yoda too.
Yoda.
I mean, with the Dooku, like the crazy thing is like this one guy who like shares information about stuff from Hong Kong. He mentioned Dooku, and then I asked a couple other guys that I know, and they're like, I've heard nothing about Dooku, but. Also, that same guy who mentioned the Dooku also told me that the Palpatine was going to be Return of the Jedi, yet my other 2 friends were like, no, it's going to be Darth Sidious, and it ended up being Darth Sidious, so... The Dooku thing for me right now is, there's very little validity to it at this moment.
We said that about some of the stuff on there, like, we're like, oh, it's already been issued, like, they won't do, and then it freaking happened, like, with Maul and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
The Maul... we all knew that Maul was coming. What I said about the Maul is I didn't think it was going to have the speeder again. I'm very surprised it did the speeder again. Very surprised by that. Yeah, I did not expect to see another speeder, but I mean, I sold my old Maul. I know a lot of people are like, I'll keep this body. I'm trying to be more responsible. So I was like, let me sell my DX17, and then I'll just get the new one. So that's what I did. Do you think we're getting another Yoda or Revenge of the Sith? I mean, possibly. We have 2 Yodas at the moment. I will say I'm very glad that I pre-ordered that third-party Yoda because that one sold out like pretty quickly. So fast, a lot of people were like, did this get canceled? And it just sold out fast. Wow. And I really wanted the Senate hover chair because I just love, not the Senate hover chair. I'm sorry.
I know what you mean. His
hover, his council chair. Yes, I'm sorry. I have that dream of the Senate hover chair in my mind after that Sidious came out. But
I
know. Like spinning it.
That's like the best scene ever, dude.
You should be able to. Those would be like a pretty easy custom, like 3D printed kind of thing.
Yoda, Grogu, and Yaddle. Dude,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if Yaddle's ever gonna happen. She was pretty useless, but she did a good job at dying. But
yeah, I was gonna say Tales of the Jedi. Like
that was a pretty powerful episode.
No, it was cool. Sad, dude. It was sad, especially because there's not many of Yoda's race seen in the films or in the TV show. So it was sad, to see her go down like that. But
it's cool.
You see her in Phantom Menace.
You said what?
Yeah, you do. You do.
I said you see her in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that is true.
Fun. But I got that Return of the Jedi Vader, the Anakin, and Jake and Natiri at a lot list.
Yeah, so you're ready to rock, dude. You ready for the? Well, Chris is the one.
Not as much as you did.
Well, you're the one that Chris is always wishing for these invoices. I'm like, dude, I need a break, man. I need a break. Like I'm over here sweating.
I'm still waiting on my C-3PO from Return of the Jedi as well. And the Stormtrooper that apparently was supposedly ordered it and shipped it, the Return of the Jedi one. That's been dead silent too, with the Death Star wall or whatever.
I'm excited for that '89 Batman.
I know.
The Anakin.
Dude, that Anakin.
The Vader. And I actually have that Shuri Black Panther too. I mean, I know a lot of people.
That sculpt is.
I like the sculpt, but a lot of people are hating on the size of it.
I liked the movie too. No, I saw that.
What's wrong with the size of it? It's oversized.
It's just like they say, like it looks like she has a big bobblehead.
I think it's just the suit. That's how it's designed in the film.
She does look good. Yeah,
I think it looks good.
Dude, like that head sculpt and the Tom Holland one that was just released, those two were like the new
that like group
that
were,
time.
what was the other one? There was 3, I think. It was that one, the Shuri Black Panther, and there was one other one that was part of that group.
The third one.
Somebody knows. I should know that. I usually remember crap like that. Yeah, there was 3. It was that one photo. It wasn't the
Anakin was pretty good.
Maybe was it Anakin? It might have been. No,
everybody was talking about Anakin.
I think it was Anakin. There was that photo of 3 head sculpts, and I think Anakin was the other one.
You might be right.
Someone could go on my channel. I do have a video on it that I made long ago, and the thumbnail I think is that photo. So if someone wants to quickly find it.
But like the skin texture on all of those, like the head sculpts, they look
they
great.
Even got the little hairs painted on.
Yeah, dude.
I'm very curious to see how those baby hairs turn out because that's like a really cool detail, and I'm surprised they went that far with the detail. Oh, it was it was Mighty Thor. I just found my video on my channel.
Yes,
Mighty Thor. I was about to say that, but I wasn't sure. I started to say it
as well, but I know some people didn't like it, so that's why I didn't say it.
Oh no! Trust me, Rusty. That figure I cannot wait for
dude.
That. And
Rusty, I'm with you.
Yeah, those sculpts are actually done by Yixi, and she's the one that's been sculpting a lot of stuff for Hot Toys.
She's great.
And Sideshow. She's been doing a lot of She did the Pennywise sculpts, I think, as well for the Tim Curry Pennywise. So yeah, she is incredible. And no, that figure. Mike and I have talked about that figure a lot. That figure is incredible. I cannot wait for that figure.
Yeah,
I wish they would have done Michael though. I really would like to. I mean, David can stand on his own, but Michael would have been dope.
It would have been great.
So maybe they'll surprise us and randomly give us a Michael. We'll see. But Kiefer Sutherland. Yes. I'm super excited for that. Though. That's such a cool piece, man. Guys, what a stream. 58 people still watching. 2 hours and 46 minutes. It's all Flavio's fault that we ran this long, dude. He just couldn't stop laughing at Lane, man. That's all it was. And the GOAT comes in right before we end out the stream. Yomo, what is up, my dude? Happy birthday, by the way. I was ready to write on your wall. I just remembered. I was ready to write on your wall on Facebook the other day, and I forgot. So happy belated birthday to you, Yomo. I hope you're doing well, bro.
Happy birthday, Yomo.
Yeah, everybody loves Yomo. Who doesn't love Yomo? Everybody's saying what's up to Yomo in the chat. 16 Star Wars Pimples always says Sideshow is way backed up. Yes, they are. They have started shipping the Gold Chrome, Chrome Cody, Stormtroopers with Death Star. Yeah, I was surprised they got 000 so fast because that was actually a really nice turnaround time on that one. So, yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up once again. Thank you so much, Flavio, for being here, bro. Definitely have you back soon. I know it's tough because you're a Bugle Sixer, but you might have to be a Hot Toys not a hottie, but some sort of hot toys.
You almost said it. You almost said it.
I was gonna say what I was truly gonna say was hot liner, but I was like, it doesn't sound that good. But anyways, you guys just want to be called a hottie so bad.
Just by you.
But yeah, but everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us. On the way out, if you haven't already, guys, consider dropping a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel. I do have a link. Completely forgot to remind the moderators. Actually, that is the wrong link. Hold on. Flavio, you got to help me out here, dude, with the link to your channel. Guys, check out.
I'll post it.
Flavio, let me ask you this. Why in one place are you Flavio's House of Collectibles and then you're the House of Collectibles in another place? So which one, what's the definitive answer to the name of your channel? He don't even know, dude.
No. I mean, for the streams, I never really put it out in full just because I don't want it to be a super long name. But
so it's really Flavio's House of Collectibles.
Yeah,
that's what I would pick if it were me.
That's whatever you have on YouTube there and Instagram. That's what I usually go by. But I just leave it short on the streams just to make it clear. But it's definitely Flavio's House of Collectibles. Check me out there, guys, if you haven't already. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. It was, laughs, man. You guys had me rolling. For sure, it was a great stream, man. And I love that, like when you're on a stream and it's, you get to joke around like that. So it was definitely a great vibe here for sure. But I just had that DX17 with Speeder unboxing not too long ago. Thanks,
it's good timing. It's good timing that you just put that up because people are currently making that decision right now. So if you're like, maybe I'll save a little bit of money and stick with the DX17 or DX16, like definitely check it out. I started to watch it today when I was at work and then I got pulled away, so I got to finish it up. But it's definitely a good video to watch, guys. Especially again if you're teetering, you're like, do I want to wait a year for that new mall? It's really cool. That new mall is incredible.
Yes,
but the DX16, DX17 is still an awesome figure, and you can get it right now. You can have it right now. So. Definitely check out that video.
But man, thank you for having me, and it was definitely a fun stream, and would love to come back for sure.
For sure, we'll have you back for sure. And Mad Planet, thank you so much for being here, my friend, and appreciate the kind words. And guys, everybody that donated, you guys are incredible. You guys are awesome. Guys, as always, there's a link in the description to check out Thrawn's office on Instagram. Our boy Mike here, the king of the jokes, the king of the information. Thank you so much, Mike, for being here, hanging out with us tonight, bro. Always great to have you. I always get sad when you can't make it.
I do too, man. Believe me.
So it's great to have you. Not only you, but then we got Flavio. We got the whole crew tonight. Lane. We had Sean at one point. Absolutely. Bro, Brick, I'm going to message you on Instagram, Brick. I'm sick of you, dude. I'm just joking. Take care, Brick. And then, guys, finally, we got Lane, the legendary Lane Kramer, the Midnight Collector. The boot-wearing son of a gun. Lane, thank you so much for being here, as always, my friend. Sharing your laughs, sharing your insights. Thank you so much, dude, for hanging out with us today.
I love you, Lane. You're a man.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
and then finally, Lane's like, dude, I'm going to kill you. And then finally, we have Chris, the Collecting Madness. Chris, thank you so much for being here, my friend, for hanging out with us tonight, sharing the laugh, sharing with the fun. And guys, links in the description for the Collecting Madness. I know, Chris, he's waiting on that stuff to come in. He's going to be having plenty of reviews coming. I got stuff coming, guys. Toys Era finally released their Joel from the Last of Us TV show. Really excited for that. I will be doing a video on that. So I just paid my invoice on that. That'll be coming soon. I have a couple videos planned. Guys, my obsession with Predators has driven me to make a video buying Predator figures in 2024. What you need to look out for, what issues can you expect with some of them. I think it's helpful because, there's a lot of things that you need to look out for. So I'm definitely going to be having a blast making that video. And I promise you I'll have a video on the channel soon. I know it's been like a month, but like I said, redoing the collection in the basement and stuff, it's been hectic as crap. So
I'm about to do a tour because my last one was 9 months ago.
Dude, Brick keeps
he
keeps telling me I got to do a tour. I'm like, dude, I'm not done yet. It needs to be perfect. But,
and he said, until next time, hotties.
Dude, yeah, and there we go, X-Man. I saw the comment earlier about the hotline. Come on, you guys are crazy, man.
Have a seat. Take a seat.
Yeah.
You're like the Stan Hansen of collectors.
Okay. On that note, we are ending out, guys. Thank you so much for being here. As always, for hanging out with us. 51 people watching on the way out the door. We appreciate you guys. If you're watching on the replay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And guys, if you're watching the replay and you have an actual good name for what you guys want to be called and not the hotties, feel free to share that in the comments as well. And guys, subscribe to Evil Sneaker. I will say that on the way out. Steve is so close to 1,000. Please check him out. Let's get him to 1,000 so he can stop bugging me. I'm just joking. But Steve deserves it more than anybody. Steve is an absolute grinder, doing great stuff over there on his channel. Please check him out. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend if I don't talk to you. And we'll see you next week on Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 87.
As
Take
always,
care, everybody.
if you ain't a hottie, use a naughty.
And
Make choice.